2. Yeah, like a charm, baby. Yeah, brighter than this thing around, baby. It's a party every time you come around, baby. Now if you're down, baby, I can be the ground, baby. Hit me running. Ain't nothing looking better than when I see you coming. Ain't another feeling better than when I'm blowing money. You can tell that I'm an addict, I'm addicted to money. I'm addicted to ballin'. I got the silver Patron. I bought a ticket to Rome. And by the end of the evening, forget a weekend. We won't even know what planet we on.
All right, everybody, here we go. Welcome into your Friday edition of The Zone. I tell you, this would be wouldn't be The Zone without us trying to figure out how to get headphones to work before the show gets started up. We got a big-time show for you here today. Justin is off as he's traveling back from Utah. We got DJ Williams here. We got Christian the Wizard Weaver. We also have Nate Coulter in from Central Arkansas Library System, also known as Cal's, not to be confused with Coach Cal. We'll talk about him a little bit later in the show. But the highlight of the morning, the one and only QB1 for University of Arkansas, Taylen Green is in the house. And I tell you, Taylen, I'm awful at checking my emails. I don't know what it is about that, but we're in the middle of our show yesterday, and they said, yeah, Taylen's going to be in studio tomorrow. I was like, wait, what? I said, QB1's going to be in the house, like in studio? And sure enough, not only was he here, he was here early. Christian, how often do we have guests show up that early? You know what I mean?
We're used to guys showing up late. They're not answering their phone.
You know what that is? Let's call it the Coach Petrino effect. All right, he don't play around with that early. Mat drills, I'm sure y'all are familiar with those, started at like 5 a.m. You were late if you showed up at like 4:50, so you have to be there at 4:30. That's Coach P time. It's a little different, right?
It is. You know, even when we have meetings, say we have meetings at like 2, he's there like 1:50.
Yeah.
You know, so always got to be early.
Can't beat Coach P, right?
Can't beat
he's unreal. We'll talk more about Coach P to a degree, but that's not what we are all about talking about here today as far as football. We got to talk something called education, all right? And I'm very happy that Taylen is here taking initiatives. I wish this is where I think it would have been really nice to go back and have the opportunities that they have with NIL here, because as much as you hear about the money and the issues and the problems and how much you pay this player, how much this person getting, recruiting, people living, the other aspect that sometimes go untalked about a lot, Taylen, is the opportunities it's giving these athletes to give back to their community in such a huge way. And me as a kid, I wish somebody would have came and talked to me about the importance of reading, because, you know, I'm a news anchor now, right? So I went from football to news anchor. And one essential thing about being on the news, you got to read this teleprompter. Sweating bullets. Hated reading. I was that kid in class, you know, where the teacher says, pull out your books. All right, everybody's going to read a paragraph. And I'd start sweating because I just hated. I was very uncomfortable reading. And mostly because I just like to watch the movie instead of reading the book. And then, you know, I would map it out. They said, okay, each person has a paragraph. Then you always had that one smart kid in school who read 2 paragraphs, who messed up the whole order of things. And now I wasn't able to pre-read. It was awful. All right. So now we're here with the initiative to make sure kids get back into reading. Tell us about the partnership you have with Cal's.
Yeah, I'm grateful for Cal's for, you know, partnering with me. You know, as a young kid growing up in Texas, my mom would, you know, take me to the local library, and at a young age, I was excited to, you know, read and to grow my knowledge. Mm-hmm. And, you know, like you said, I'm grateful to, you know, use this platform that I have to inspire the younger generation. Of course, you know, on the football field, but, you know, off the field too. That's just as important, but more important. And, you know, Cal's is a great, you know, opportunity. And like you said, football or sports in general can take you far, but, you know, I have dreams and aspirations to make it to the league and the NFL, but, you know, that's still going to run out too, you know, after a certain time. But, you know, the knowledge of books and just growing will carry you lifelong experiences.
Yeah, and I'm glad you're saying that, and I'm hoping a lot of athletes right here in high school are hearing what you are saying, because even if you're one of the most talented people on planet Earth, there will be a day you no longer will play sports. Mm-hmm. It comes sooner for some, or some people you last maybe 20 years, but at some point it's going to come to an end. I mean, the average, I think, lifespan or career span for an NFL athlete, what is it now, 3.5 years? 3 years. And that shocks people's mind, but that door is always constantly revolving, and people need a backup plan. And unfortunately, Taylen, I got so many friends that put all their eggs in one basket, and as soon as they stopped playing, it's like they got lost, then set in the depression. They didn't build up some extremely essential pillars for life after football. And so thankful for what you're doing. We'll talk about why I'm thankful for you as a Razorback as well here in a second. But as that saying, we got a representative from Cal's Inn, Nate. As we were talking about all the important education things, he's giving me all the history lessons when it comes to Razorback football. We also got a big-time Razorback fan sitting here as well. But talk about what it means to have somebody like Taylen want to partner up with your organization.
Thanks for having us here, and thanks to Taylen for getting up early and coming down here this morning after practice last night. We appreciate your being here. We appreciate the partnership. The key thing, I think, for me about having Taylen as a person who's identified with the library and promoting it is that a lot of times kids especially think that books and reading and information, the resource of the library is for nerds. It's not for, if I can use this term, it's not for jocks. It's not for athletes. It's not for the people who are looked up to on Friday nights or Saturday and want to play on Sunday. And I think that's a mistake. The books that I went to the little library in small town Southwest Arkansas when I was growing up in Nashville, Arkansas, 28 miles from Hope.
Go Scrappers.
50 miles, right, go Scrappers. 50 miles from, they lost to Malvern in overtime last week, though. 50 miles from Texarkana, way down there in the corner. My mother took me, and it's always, everybody tells me it's my mom who took me to the library. I regret that. It's always your mom. It's always my mom. My mom was the one, too, who took me to the library. And I was always interested in books about sports, and there was a series of books about football, typically. In the library, and when they'd get another book into that series, she'd call my mom, and I'd go there and check it out. The point for me is that you can be interested in both sports and activities and read, and I think it's sometimes lost on us. Whatever it takes, whatever kids will be interested in is what I want them to read. And the thing is, I tell people all the time, I don't care what you're doing. If you're interviewing before the draft to get an NFL gig,
For sure.
how effectively you communicate and reflect who you are is going to matter. And it's going to matter in terms of your selection order and how much money you get. And I tell people all the time, I don't care what your job is, what your life endeavor is, the more you read, the better you're going to be at it. If it's interviewing for jobs, if it's carrying out the job, if it's being a radio jockey, you're going to be better at it the more you've been exposed to things that you've read. And you don't have to read. You can listen to it. I think I heard you say when I was waiting in the green room that audiobooks are a great opportunity. You spend a lot of time just puttering around and or driving, and you can download books on our library app and get whatever you want. And it's a great way to listen to stories, visit places, or whatever you're interested in. If you're interested in football, sports of any sort, there's something for you in the library.
Yep.
Are you a reader yourself, Taylen?
I am.
Okay.
I am. But right now I'm
hard to get to during this.
Right now,
hard to get to during the season. Yeah, but
off-season.
What's your favorite book you think, or maybe like just a couple that you really
I
like?
hate that question when people ask me.
Well, just a couple you really like. It's hard to have a favorite, even a movie.
I've before the season I read. It's called Open Thoughts.
Okay.
I'll give to you on the author. I'll have to look at it, but it's called Open Thoughts, and just really, I've been really focusing on just my mental game, whether that's of course on the field, but off the field, and just taking control of my thoughts and just having a growth mindset. So that's what the book's about.
My favorite book is Holes. Oh, yeah.
Hey, Holes is nice.
Hey, Holes go hard. Right? Yes.
I was about to be 0 for Halloween.
Hey, come on, man. I say it's the first one I actually read from start to finish. Yeah, and because I said you have to read this book. I was like, oh, and I read it, and I was just like, okay.
Spark Notes wasn't a thing back then.
Kissing Kate Barlow and all that stuff. It was wild, all right?
Good movie, too.
Oh, it was a great movie. Great movie. Shia LaBeouf, one of the most underrated actors. He's great. I love him.
He was a great child actor.
Yeah.
Really
He's dealing with some things. But as you said, I was the nerd. I would go to the library book, and I love dinosaur books. That was me. All right, you just give me a picture book, and I'd just look at the dinosaurs all day and try to learn a lot about them, how many bones they had, and all that good stuff. So
sharks are another big thing. A lot of kids love sharks.
Big shark guy. Shark Week's awesome. Still watch it today. Y'all, tell us what we got coming up. Can people meet Taylen? We have an opportunity
today
to do
at
so.
McMath Library.
Come on now.
4 o'clock, right?
Yes.
4 o'clock for a couple hours. He'll be there. He'll sign autographs. What we want to do is encourage people to get a library card. We hope people have them who show up. He'll sign your library card. He'll autograph whatever you want him to autograph. If you don't have a library card, show up today. We'll get you one. We can get you a library card on the spot. So we're using Taylen's celebrity status and his appeal to young folks and Razorback fans to encourage people to get a library card. I'm always embarrassed, and for my friends, occasionally I have friends who call me about something. I said, it's in the library. And they say, okay, but I don't have a library card.
Yeah.
Call this number. We'll get you one immediately.
And let's not forget what this is about. I know there's going to be a lot of Razorback fans who come down to the library. Let's focus on the agenda here and not so much just trying to get Taylen to sign some merchandise for you to go sell later. So don't be showing up with a whole
once he's drafted into the
backpack
NFL
full of stuff. Yeah, don't show up with anything, huh? Yeah. Don't show up with anything. Not your helmets, not all that stuff. They're going to have pictures already printed out. Let me see that right here.
We'll show it to the camera.
Yeah, we're going to show it to the camera. Let me see that. I'm going to help you out because they're going to show up. You see this right here? And when you come on out, this is what you're going to get autographed by Taylen himself. And so don't you pull out that backpack with that little mini helmet and the blue Sharpie, all right? It ain't going to happen. All right, so very excited about that event and pumped up for that. But, this is a sports radio show. We got to talk a little football. You cool with that?
Let's do it.
Taylen, so obviously the season after this Ole Miss game, a lot of fans kind of back and forth. But what I've seen this year, and I keep trying to remind our fans, this extremely passionate fan base, as you can probably see already.
I love it.
And we have emotional mood swings all the time. All right,
okay.
It's been that way when I played, you played, before and after us. But one thing I've tried to tell people is this team can be better than last year, and it may not even reflect necessarily in the record, but it is extremely difficult when you bring in a new offensive coordinator, someone like Coach Petrino, who is very complex, and there's so many moving parts that happen at the same time. As much as I would like to say y'all have that all figured out and you don't even have to study it up anymore and it's all reaction, I just don't think that's a very realistic thing to expect from y'all. And I mean, I can just point out a few plays right now from multiple games. There's one, I think, Oklahoma State. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure y'all had a great play call that would have went for at least a first down. And I see Jaquindon Jackson cut a defensive end, and I'm thinking, I think he's really supposed to be out there for that screen right now. And there's a couple other instances where you had an amazing scramble against Auburn, ended up picking up, I think, a first down on a third down. He had somebody come right through the A-gap, miscommunication between center and guard. And I'm seeing all these things. I mean, even yourself, I'll say this for you too. I'll go back to that Texas A&M. It was a third down. Tesla's coming in motion. It has a little rub concept with Isaiah. And I know you saw him, just held on to the ball. Coach Pete would say you got to let that one go. But when I see stuff like that happen, Taylen, I see players that are still processing, all right, something new. From week one to where y'all are now, have you seen the growth in that aspect? And still, how much more do you believe y'all have left to get done?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen tremendous growth, rather since we came in January all the way to now. And, that's praise to, of course, our team, but, praise to our coaching staff of just starts in the film room, and they tell us what to do. And I feel like we have a mature group of guys, and we come together, whether, we win or lose, we still have the same emphasis and same intentions of practice of, trying to get better. And like you said, it is the first year, and we're growing and learning from every single look. When defenses have a certain look and it works, we're probably going to see it the next week or the week to come. So it's something that we take very serious, and put it in the bank and learn from it.
Yeah, and this is, tell them real quick, when it comes to that processing, how fast it goes. You don't have time to sit back there and think. Mississippi State, we did. And I'll say this: Mississippi State was awful. All right, I don't know what they had going on up at their defensive front, but I tell people, once this team gets to a point to where y'all are not thinking anymore but reacting, it'll look like that Mississippi State game. You had time to see things develop, make correct calls, but you're coming up against teams that have experience and guys coming 1,000 miles an hour, and you're needed to, check to RR Ranger or Semi, or you got downstretch choice. Are we going to run Boss? Are we running North Bruce? You got all these things processing. Not only do you have to communicate that, all other 10 players have to be on the same page. Just talk about how – I'm just curious, if you were to say something to our listeners right now about how quickly all that has to happen, and then once you have your mind made up, you snap the ball, and then you get a different look. How quickly then do you have to change everything?
It happens like in the blink of an eye, It's a little different now because we have the microphone in our helmet. So
Is that Coach P in your head?
Coach P's in
God, I
my
do not envy you. Yeah, at all. Yeah, sounds awful. Yeah, but go ahead.
but we
You
have
wake up at 3 in the morning hearing that voice.
Yeah.
we have that. So it's a little different, but the communication piece and got to know what it is on the play clock and the different things that I have to do, the O-line has to do, and like you said, it's all living guys working together. We all have our different jobs, but it's really fast, and we're adjusting to it, and we have a lot of transfers, and it's our it's my first time, but some people's first time of just being in the SEC and the atmosphere. So that's credit to our guys of working and trusting the process, and when we're out there, everybody has full confidence in everybody. So.
One thing I want to make sure that I don't miss. So we were talking about you yesterday. We talk about you quite often here on the show. And this is something I was just curious about. Now that I've gotten to talk to you in person, we got a little bit on SEC Media Days, and I think for the most part, you seem like a very even kill person. Your personality is super chill. And sometimes it's almost like a Matt Jones type, where, Matt was always chill, never seemed flustered, game on the line. Matt, go in. He's like, yeah, I got you, coach.
He's over on the exercise bike.
Yeah, it's wild. Yes. That's just the type of personality you have. And then this is where I'm curious, has there ever been conversations had? Because I know Coach P is a fiery dude, and I'm used to like a mallet and the way that he was. Do you feel like there could be room for growth in an element of your game of being a little bit more in your face, vocal? For instance, if it were me, when you took that sack in the end zone, gave up a phone for a touchdown, a lot of people said, Taylen's got to get the ball out. I said, or we could just hit the slide protection, and Amir and Harris could know that he doesn't have to come down on that DN and just pick up 6 off the edge. Then crisis averted, And for me, I would rush to the sideline and ask Amarian, what were you thinking? That's not how you roll, But have you been pushed to be a little bit more vocal in that area in the football game?
I would say yes. And that's just, me growing and me stepping into that leadership role of it's cool to be, even kill. It's cool to be, going with the flow. But, there's certain times where, I have to be, as Petrino says, bring that energy, bring that spark. And then that's what I'm learning. That's what I'm, growing from in just the different situations. And I'm glad, Coach Petrino, tells me in those times of, hey, we need something. So I'm aware of it, so each week and each game and even in practice, I get more and more aware of it. And, just the next time that it happens, I know what to do.
Yeah. And like I said, you seem like you're the ultimate team player and you have everyone's back. We talk to Luke all the time and he says, man, Taylen goes above and beyond to make sure that not only we know we're supposed to do, that we're also good, and these players love you. And I'm just telling you from player to player, if there is an instance when you need to cross that line and be that type of guy, if I were out on the field and I saw that on the field and you're my quarterback, it would inspire me to, we got to tighten up and get this done. You know what I mean? So don't take that as like, I'm going to hurt someone's feelings. Yeah. It really separates, I would say, greatness from just being good out there, about bringing the greatness out of your other players. So I really challenge you to do that. And like I said, but you're always going to be you. I appreciate that. I really want people to take advantage of the opportunity that y'all will have today about meeting Taylen. Once again, don't be bringing that backpack with all the autograph stuff. We already got pictures printed out for you. And Taylen, this is really cool. And like I said, we got a lot of fans right now. We got the bye week. A lot of fans' feelings are hurt after Ole Miss just because we're passionate about the program. If you were to tell them one thing about your team right now, about shaking that off and then getting ready for Texas, what would you tell the listeners right now?
That's the one thing, I'm really proud of, of course the fan base, but our team, our ability to respond when, things don't go well, and just our energy in practice is, I would say, even better than what it has been. And, Texas is a great team and great offense, great defense, and it's a great opportunity to respond. And, we're just going to take it day by day, and in the game we're taking it, play by play. So
yeah, tell my guy Jane Johnson over there, number 8 at safety, tell him I have a podcast and I'm giving out trophies now for people who lay the wood.
Okay.
All right, so I had him a bat made with the player that he hit, number 8 from Ole Miss at the goal line, as a trophy, and tell him I'm gonna be sending it to him. All right.
Sounds good.
Yeah, because I need our guys to be just flying around, taking people's heads off. Don't get targeting and ejected out of the game, but let them know. Very, very excited about it, and y'all moving forward. Taylen, appreciate you for coming up here. We know you got an extremely busy day. One more time, the time everything's going down today?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock?
At Math Library. It's down on Barrow Road. Its nearest school is Parkview.
Okay.
A great football program there. Coach Bowling, I guess.
Yeah, we got a Patriot in the house over here. That's right. Okay, we got some Patriots in the house that'll be representing. Thank everybody for coming up. And as we get ready to go to break, I just got to ask you one more question, all right? You don't have to say it out loud. You can just nod at me. That dime you threw to Luke against the Mississippi State game for a touchdown across your body, awesome. Was Isaiah Satania blocking like 8 yards down the field? You ain't got to say it. Yeah.
I ain't gonna say it. I'm not going to.
Yeah. I saw it. I see it all. Hey, Taylen, thank you so much for being here, man.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we're about to get
Go
Hogs. We're about to get to a quick break. When we come back, more zone on the other side.
Drinking moonshine, I pour a sip on the concrete, put it in seats, but no, don't weep. Wyclef's in a state of sleep, thinking about the robbery that I did last week. Money in the bag, banker look like a drag. I wanna play with pelicans from here to Baghdad. Gun blast, think fast, I think I'm hit. My girl pinched my hips to see if I still exist. I think not, I'll send a letter to my friend.
103.7 The Buzz is your home for Arkansas Razorbacks basketball. Coverage is brought to you by Coffin by Design West, Bale Chevrolet, Blackman Auctions, Lion Legal, and Edwards Food Giant.
This is Sports Center.
The weekend in football got started with a bang as the Ravens and Bengals produced another thriller. It was the Ravens rallying at home down 2 scores to come back to win 35-34. The Bengals found the end zone with under a minute left to play with a chance to take the lead on a 2-point conversion, but thanks to a missed holding call and a missed face mask, the Ravens were able to hold on and get to 7-3. Lamar Jackson was fantastic. He threw for 290 yards and 4 scores through the air. He also ran for 33 yards. Joe Burrow threw for 426 and 4 scores in a loss. Jamar Chase caught 11 passes for 263 yards and scored 3 touchdowns. The Bengals are now 4-6. I'm Josh Neighbors for the Buzz Radio Network.
Howie, we know what a girl wants. But what does a guy want at Robert Irwin Jewelers?
People want to be treated with respect. They don't want to be sold. They want to know what their options are. That's what we do at Robert Irwin Jewelers. We're not there to sell them a diamond. We're there to make sure that they get the perfect present and celebrate their special occasion with the beautiful piece of jewelry. And we want to be there for all of their memories. That's what it's all about. That's the RIJ way.
Bigger, brighter diamonds, better prices, 5 locations, or online at rijewelers.com. Robert Irwin Jewelers.
Proudly serving Little Rock and the surrounding areas, All About Tire and Brake Tire Pros is your trusted one-stop shop for all your automotive needs. From auto repair to buying tires, our experienced technicians and tire experts will provide personalized care and expert advice to help keep you and your family safe on the road. Any car, any job, our goal is to make your experience quick and easy. Visit us today in Little Rock or Mapleville or online at allabouttireandbrake.com. Tire Pros, love the drive.
Roger Scott for Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union in Benton. They're your one-stop shop for all your lending needs. Shopping for a motorcycle, an ATV, maybe a boat or an RV. They've got you covered. How about a personal loan to help you with some unexpected expenses? Alcoa Community FCU does that too. And they consistently offer some of the lowest auto rates in the area. Apply securely online at alcoacommunityfcu.org for your next loan. Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union, now serving Saline, Grant, Garland, Hot Springs, and Perry counties.
Injured? Let's talk about getting help now.
Anywhere in the state, dial 888-8888.
Whether injured at night, on a weekend, or a holiday,
dial 8 for Rainwater Holton Sexton.
888-8888.
Responsible attorneys Michael Rainwater and Bob Sexton.
Can't get enough of us on the radio? Follow us on Twitter at JustinAcre7, at DJ45 Williams, and at CWeaver1037.
Drowning your perspective out, so I ain't taking any fault. Am I honest still? Am I half the man I used to be? I doubt it, forget about it, whatever. So the same
All right, welcome back into the zone as we work to get Clint on the phone a little bit later here in the show. Let me tell you about some amazing things going on in the good old city of Sherwood. I'm talking Russell Chevrolet, y'all. Y'all looking for a new ride? They got you covered. And I'm telling you, when I say they got you covered, from everything from what you need to pick out, what the finances look like. Is this going to work for my budget? You know, do I want the SUV? Do I want the truck? What's it all look like? All you have to do is walk in, start the conversation, and they'll take care of the rest. And I will tell you this. Sometimes people get a little antsy when they go in and they feel like they're going to be pestered and feel like they need to make a decision right now. I'm telling you, that's not what happens over there in Sherwood at Russell Chevrolet. They just give you the information you need, throw you the keys, let you go on a nice little test drive, and they say, just let us know what you want to do, and we'll be ready to take care of you. They've been in the community of Sherwood since 1963, doing it that way, and they're going to keep doing it that way because it works, and people absolutely love it. You're going to run into a Russell, doesn't matter which one it is, you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about, first-class individuals. You can check out their full inventory at russellchevrolet.com.
Stoerner, play action, looking, pumps, throws down the middle, touchdown, Arkansas! Oh my!
Clint Stoerner is brought to you by Crain Hyundai of Conway.
Stoerner throws, caught, Emmanuel Quick breaks the tackle, touchdown, Arkansas!
Visit them in Conway today or check out ChrisCrainHyundai.com.
Play fake, Stoerner steps out of trouble, walks to a wide open receiver, it's Cobb, towards the end zone, touchdown!
All right, bringing in the man himself, Clint Stoerner. Clint, we just got through hanging out with Taylen Green in studio. He's here with his partnership with CALS, the Central Arkansas Library System, making sure the kids know the importance about reading, which prompts us to ask you, my friend, what's your favorite book you've read?
Oh, boy, you talking to the wrong guy about that, man. I'd love to jump on board, man, but there's the books that old Stern has started and finished are few and far between. Now, I will tell you this. When the audio book became a thing, Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey was absolutely tremendous.
Okay.
And I have I received a crazy story, and you'll go through this at some point, DJ. Get ready. You know, when word gets out that your firstborn is on the way, and if it so happens to be a little girl, the people that care about you, and some people that just respect you, maybe you've never met them, they're going to start sending you information and start sending you books. And I'm not staring at the cover of the book right now, so I don't have the title. I probably should, but I had two guys, a prominent attorney in Houston, and then a guy that's been very successful that I went to high school with. Both of them have two or three little girls. They sent me the same book, and I thought, I think this is a sign. I need to sit my tail down and read this book. And I'm going to tell you, I sat down and read it. I'll do it multiple times before my baby grew up. My first one gets older, and it's been very helpful in understanding, what goes into raising a little girl, or at least one understanding of raising a little girl. So, those audio books and then books about raising my little girls I'm into. Other than that, I ain't got nothing for you, man.
Clint, I've been trying myself lately to figure out exactly why sometimes women think the way they think. Because Ebony and I were growing on our relationship every single day, but I'm starting to just submit to the idea that I may never understand that. Would you say that you think I'm on par with that?
Yeah. No, I think I think the effort is admirable and probably necessary to make things work.
Mm-hmm.
But if the end game is winning a national championship and figuring it all out, I think that's where it needs to change. I mean, DJ Williams, Clint Stoerner, we're never going to think like a linebacker or a defensive lineman.
Right.
It's just not going to happen. We're just not wired that way. We just have never we shied away from those positions because we liked what we did. So it's kind of that approach of we're never going to understand them totally. We're never going to think like them totally. I'm talking about defensive linemen and linebackers.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
We're never going to. But you know what? We got to be a team. We got to work together. We got to understand each other. We got to accept each other's flaws, and we got to live together. We got to coexist.
That's right.
And we got to truly love each other and truly be a quote-unquote brotherhood And that's the only way that you win championships. It's the only way things work and the chemistry's right.
This is
and
like
so
the
I
most.
apply that to my marriage, my brother.
This is the most profound thing we've done all week. You know?
Hey, I will say this too, Clint. I'm wrong a lot more than I thought I was. How about that? Is that growth? Yeah, I'm wrong.
I'll admit I'm wrong.
Look,
yeah,
even if I'm not.
You know, the fact that you're at a point where you can admit that you're wrong,
Yeah.
and even when it's not a right and wrong situation, you're like, it's not a yes or no or right or wrong clear cut answer or question, but it's a situation where you can realize, like, hey man, my approach to this is wrong, or my tone right now,
Wrong.
I got really good intentions, but boy, my tone sucks. You know, like when you figure that part of it out, yeah, man, you got a real chance, brother. You got a real chance. There's no doubt about it. You're moving in the right direction, man. You got a beautiful gal. That seems to be good, a great fit for you, man. And the biggest part for me is I mean, my wife, DJ. Not to go too deep off in the woods here, but I mean, great person. Knew she was going to be a great wife. Knew she was going to be a great mother. But for me, when I could be completely transparent with her, you know, completely say what's on my mind. Now, look, within reason. Say what's on my mind.
Yep.
Talk about my past experiences. I didn't have anything to hide from her, and I wasn't judged because of it. I knew that one right there was, we had a real chance, baby, and that still happens today, man. So it's
I like it.
Working out.
On to football and talking about right and wrong. The officiating last night. What's your take on that?
Well, look, man, I am always for officials staying out of the way. I'm always for officials letting guys play. Where I have a problem with officials, two things. When it's clearly heavily weighted towards one team or the other, and when it's clearly a game-changing like penalty, which we've only seen a handful of them in to be honest with you, in the last 10 years of football that I'm referring to. I always go back to the Rams-Saints pass interference that was blatantly obvious, but they didn't review it. Then the next year they had this mockery of, okay, well, pass interference is reviewable, and then they went on and just reviewed the pass interferences and just didn't turn any of them over just to prove that it wasn't the way to go, and so they it was just a joke the way they handled it. But like, if it's not one of those types of penalties, I am all for letting guys play, assuming that you've let guys play the entire game. So, now we get into the hindsight aspect of this thing, right? Is now we're looking back on that game, and I don't like what I'm hearing from the standpoint from a lot of people. Now I'm just talking about analysts and former players and guys that I listen to and respect. It's the whole thought of like, oh, well, Joe Burrow wasn't going Gesicki's way anyway. He threw the ball the other direction and he got the ball out. Well, that doesn't matter, right? If you're a ref in real time, and my job is to watch this side of the ball and this particular inside receivers or whatever, and the guy grabs his shoulder pads and turns them sideways, I got to throw that flag, right? It doesn't matter if they throw the ball his way or if the quarterback's looking that direction. I got to throw the flag. I'm watching. I got tunnel vision right here. Boom, that's my call, and the flag's out. So. If you see it, throw it, but let's not get over. When they become part of the broadcast, it's a real problem.
Bring things back here. I don't think we've talked to you yet since that Ole Miss game, and we just had Taylen in studio, and we were talking about this yesterday about quarterbacks and the way that they carry themselves. I talked about that clip after the first drive. Ole Miss didn't score. You see Jackson Dart over there in his guy's face, let him know that's unacceptable. And then there was a clip when we were down 28-3, and it just looked like Taylen just had this look on his face where he's just super chill. And we were kind of talking about, from your quarterback, in those moments, would you like them to put like their chill personality aside? Because, this doesn't take away that we don't think Taylen's passionate about the game. We know he's a great kid. He's a competitor, but sometimes as a quarterback, do you feel like you have to get outside of your comfort zone and be that vocal leader and show a little bit more passion? We asked him that in studio today. I did when he was sitting here, and he says he's been talked to about that about Coach P sometimes, saying that he needs to do a little bit more of that. What are your thoughts on the quarterback in as far as what they like to do to fire their team up?
Yeah, DJ, I think it's a slippery slope, because there's nothing worse than being inauthentic, and that's whether you're playing quarterback or you're in a marriage or you're doing radio and you got to work with guys every day. Like there's nothing worse, I think, in our life, in the context of this conversation of how you respond to things, particularly adversity. To me, there's nothing worse than a guy that's inauthentic. And so I'm just a firm believer in those moments. If that's who you are, Monday through Friday in the huddle, then that's who you need to be on Saturday. Like if Jackson Dart is a fired-up guy and he's going to get in your face and he's going to call everybody out, well, when I expect to go to practice and watch Ole Miss, and the minute that the Ole Miss practice on the offensive side of the ball starts slow, I don't think he looks for a coach to start practice over. I think he says, hey, Coach, Kiffin, Lane, we got to start this thing over, man. This is bull job right here. We're not winning games. We're damn sure not beating Georgia with this kind of practice. We got to start this thing over. Where Taylen Green may be a little bit more of go with the flow and expect Bobby Petrino to do that. I think it's a real slippery slope, DJ, when you have to go ask guys to do things. Now, if they naturally, in getting comfortable with guys, especially with these quarterbacks that are moving around the country with this transfer portal, if it takes them a little bit of time to get comfortable with guys and they naturally, authentically, genuinely, and sincerely start doing those kind of things, then cool. But if you got to ask them, then I think it's a real slippery slope because to me, I've always said this: there's no place in a football locker room for a fraud. If you're not real, if you're not authentic, I don't care if you're white, black, Hispanic. I don't care if you're from the East Coast, the West Coast. I don't care if you're from Canada. I don't care where you're from. If you're authentic, then and you can play, then you'll be fine. If you're a fraud, man, they're going to sniff you out within a week, and you'll never have a chance. And so I just think, man, that he's got to be naturally himself, and you still take the initiative to lead in a calm way, and the team will respond to it.
It's as you say that. I'm trying to think. Can you think of an NFL great right now quarterback that kind of had that type of aura to him, who was just always chill, never really got in anybody's face? Here go Pigskin. You got somebody for us?
Bob Greasy.
Yeah.
Very calm.
Yeah.
No. Well, no. I would say I think in today's game, I think Joe Burrow is one of those guys, and then I'm not saying he's that because it sounds like what you're seeing is a little bit extreme, but I think Joe Burrow is just a very even keel. He's not going to worry about the refs. He's not going to get in anybody's face. He's not going to get in the post game presser and talk bad about the protection. He's always going to point the finger back at him. I don't cover the Bengals, but he said last night, one of the toughest seasons that he's had. I don't recall seeing any clips of him blowing up on guys and pointing fingers at the defense because they can't stop anybody or getting kind of outside of his skin. I would say that he is one of the more cool, calm, collected quarterbacks out there.
Isn't your guy in Houston like that? Isn't Stroud a little bit like that too?
Well, I think CJ's trying to come into his own, but yes, look, I'm every day it's almost beating a dead horse, and I'm just at this point, my messaging this week on radio has been I'm tired of it. Like I'm over because CJ's deal is he's a super spiritual guy, right? And which is fine, but it goes into like every time we talk about getting sacked and being the most pressured quarterback, it goes back into, it's you versus you, and I've got to be happy, and this is joy, and I've got to have more fun. And I'm going, hey, man, y'all lost 2 of the last 3. You're the most pressured quarterback in the NFL. Y'all got major problems, man. I mean, he's when he's asked like questions like, hey, what can you as a quarterback do to help the pressure problems that you have? Oh, man, I just got to go out there and have more fun, man. I got to have more fun. I pray about it, and I go out there and I just smile and have fun. And I'm going, what the hell are we talking about?
That's one of my pet peeves too. Like when a baseball player is like, "What were you thinking when you were coming up to bat with the bases loaded?" It's like, "Well, I was praying to God." I was like, I don't think God cares if you hit a triple here. I don't think He does.
Yeah, right. And there's a lot of people out there. You got to be careful.
I can speak to this for a minute, Clint. The guy goes to the fights with his priest in New York City in the 1930s. And he sees a couple of Hispanic fighters weigh 112 pounds, and they cross themselves, make the sign of the cross before they fight. So the guy turns to the priest and he says, "Hey, Fada, will that help him?" He said, "Not if he can't fight."
I get it.
Your Texans got a big game this weekend.
You can't read a defense. Praying probably ain't going to help you a lot. But yeah.
Yes. That's the. And look, I mean, a lot of people avoid having these kind of tongue-in-cheek conversations about it because you get so much pushback. But the reality of it is, hey, man, look, I understand. I get the point that the guy is super spiritual. He is a tremendous human being. He's got a great platform, and I think he does tremendous things with it from that spiritual standpoint, and it's awesome. But when it gets to a point where, you can't even ask about the pass protection without it, and it's not always the spiritual side of it, but I do think it is, because I do think there's a happiness and a joy and a priority of this is just a game, it's not real life. I think the spiritual approach kind of lends itself to that and supports that, and so I listen to him every day, and DJ, it's the same thing, and I'm sure you guys experience it and how closely you cover the Razorbacks. Is the day after a game, like the day after a game, T-Will and this defense is probably, this is unacceptable, it's embarrassing, we can't do this, we can't do that. Well, if by Wednesday everybody's happy and smiling and sweeping it under the rug and talking about, it's all fixable, we just got to execute better, and we're happy, and we're going to have fun this week. Like, at some point, after you've heard that for a month, and you've heard that for 6 weeks, and, the football is subpar, at some point you go, okay, man, forget about all the happiness. Like, I need you to be pissed off till Saturday comes again, and I need you to tell me the reality of it is. Y'all are disguising coverages, and you suck at disguising coverage. You play zone when you're getting torched, and your guys aren't disciplined enough to stay in cover 2 zone. Your linebackers are too close to the line of scrimmage, and so the window between the linebackers and the safety, hell, I mean, me and DJ could go out there and throw for 100 yards and 4 touchdowns right now at our age without working out and without even seeing each other. Like, you weren't very good schematically at the X's and O's of playing the game, and what are you going to do moving forward for that to change? And I don't want to hear about being happy about it. Nobody's happy about it.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with carrying a chip on your shoulder throughout the week. I think it's beneficial.
DJ, I'm tell you what. I'm be honest with you, man. If you don't, I don't want to play with you.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I know this is a new age, and I know that these youngsters are different, and I know that the coaches are different, the league's different, and the coaches, to a certain degree, have to change with the time. I get it. But if you don't have a chip on your shoulder about you performing, you personally or your unit or your side of the football, right? Yep. Like if you go out there and you lose, like right now, like I don't necessarily have a problem if Joe Burrow doesn't have this massive chip on his shoulder. The dude threw for 780 yards in 2 games against Baltimore and scored 72 points. Like, but the defense, boy, y'all better come in with a frown on your face every day.
Yep.
I mean, y'all better come in pissed off at the world every single day until we play again and you put a different product out there.
Yep.
The thought of, like, sweeping it under the rug and we're just going to be happy and this is just a game, I get it. In life or death situations, it is a game. But really, you're getting paid $1 million to go out there and play this game. Hell, some college kids are.
Yeah.
And that money is coming from somewhere. So, I don't know, man. I guess it's a little old school in me.
No, it's all good, man. That's trust me, you, me, and a lot of other people, we're going to make sure we keep that alive. That can't go nowhere, man. That's what built this game. Let's keep that thing going. Clint, appreciate you, man. Have a good weekend. We'll touch in, I guess, next week with you, and I'm going to go tell Ebony I was wrong when I go home. I'm going to go tell her I was wrong.
Man,
don't even know what it was about.
Yeah.
Always good, man. And look here, just let Ebony know, man. If you ever need any consulting, if you ever need somebody to lean on, bounce some ideas off, your boy's here, man.
Yeah, my man. Appreciate you, Stoerner. Well, we'll talk to you next week.
Y'all be good.
Yeah, I want to be clear. Ebony and I have no problems. I was just saying it kind of went somewhere I didn't expect it to go. All right, Clint's man. We're about to take a quick break. We come back. What do we have coming? We got picks a little bit later in the show.
We'll do that a little bit later.
You're just getting it set up. Do you have the picks from last week? Do you know how we did?
I have them.
You already did your homework?
Yeah.
I can't really remember what we did. No, we'll figure it out after the break. Ready or not?
I remember.
You remember everything.
I remember most
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, we'll be back.
The king of Arkansas sports talk, Randy Rainwater for Bet Saracen.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my Double R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Make sure your car is game day ready before you head up to the hill. Let Point S Arkansas take care of that for you. Whether it's tires, brakes, shocks, or just a general service, Point S has you covered. They have brands such as Falcon, Toyo, Kumo, Blackhawk, and more. So visit one of their locations today. Tire Town Point S in Benton, Bartlett Tire Point S in Heber Springs, Fleet Tire Point S in Russellville and Pottsville. Proud sponsors of the Red White Report on the Zone. Point S Tires, online at pointstire.com.
The holiday season is here, and this is the start of something fun. It's a season centered on when to shop, when to wrap, when to open presents. But at Academy Sports and Outdoors, it's all about where, because the best holiday fun happens out there, on the driveway with a new basketball hoop, out back around the fire pit, or up in the deer stand. Because however you shop, no matter your fun, we've got it. The right stuff at the right price, in-store and online at academy.com. Academy, have fun out there.
Southern Bank presents Family Feud on 103.7 The Buzz. Tune in to Morning Mayhem on Tuesday mornings for your chance to play with Justin Moore, David, and Roger. Family Feud on Morning Mayhem brought to you by Southern Bank. Bankwithsouthern.com.
Heartland Rehabilitation and Care Center in Benton proudly offers compassionate and loving care to our veterans, meeting the unique needs of every veteran who calls Heartland home. Visit heartlandrehabcenter.com.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, two-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
See Shelter Agent Christy Pettit in Maumelle, Matt Cooper in Russellville, or Madison Buse in England.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Wes Moore. Coming up Friday on Out of Bounds, we'll get you set for a huge weekend. It all starts Friday with some great high school football games, the end of the regular season. Then Saturday, college football at its best. Brian Edwards will join us at 3:05 with his college football and NFL picks. We'll talk a little NFL. Got the Ravens and Bengals playing Thursday night football, plus Arkansas Baylor. We'll get set for that. Steve Sullivan in the studio. All that and a whole lot more coming up Friday on Out of Bounds.
Hello, this is Justin Acree. If foot or ankle pain is slowing you down, it's time to visit the experts at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. Whether it's a sports injury, arthritis, or just daily wear and tear, foot and ankle pain can seriously impact your life. That's where Doctors Martin, Matthews, and Parham come in. These orthopedic specialists provide comprehensive care, offering both surgical and non-surgical treatments tailored to your specific condition. Maybe you've been dealing with something as common as a sprain or a bunion, or perhaps it's a more complex issue like tendon damage or fractures. Whatever the case, this team has the expertise to help you heal and get you back to doing what you love, pain-free. So why wait? Let UAMS Health's top-notch orthopedic team get you back on your feet. Literally. Call Ortho at 501-686-TOSH to schedule your appointment today. That's 501-686-8674. The Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. The doctor will see you now.
If you're loving what you hear on The Zone, you should try our video stream on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, or X if you're a nerd. Now, let's get back into The Zone.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario? Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
Ayo, Bo knows this, and Bo knows that, but Bo don't know jack. Bo can't rap.
All right, welcome back in. We got a quick one right here. Don't forget to be a part of the show. Like I said, Justin's not here, so callers, feel free. 661-1037, or you can leave us a text on our D3 Auto Sales text line, or send us an email through True Service Community Federal Credit Union to be a part of the show. I'm trying to think. First hour down. Cool having Taylen in. And as we kind of just seen what we've seen on TV and all that, Christian, just super chill, even kill guy.
Yeah, there's different ways to lead. I always think about like Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
He wasn't a fiery guy, but he was the leader on his team. And, you know, he took it all from Pop, so everyone else had to take it.
Yeah. And like I said, I would love to be a fly on the wall with that guy. And like I said, I still don't think we give these kids enough credit of how much we expect them to learn and digest so quickly. But it's just the name of the game now, especially when you get paid the money to do so. And you come in here, and you're only going to be here for a year or two. We need results, and we need them now. But, yeah, he doesn't strike me as someone who's going to get in his head a lot. He's just going to go week to week, I would assume.
And we were talking about quarterbacks that are kind of laid back in the NFL. I think Lamar Jackson's a little laid back.
A little chill.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's super fiery. Like, he has his moments, but he's pretty laid back for the most part.
Yeah, I just go back to I think it's fine to express your disappointment in your offensive lineman depending on the situation. Something that's simple. Now, I don't think quarterbacks should go into their offensive linemen and just chew them out time and time again.
Why am I blocking for this guy?
Yeah, kind of like when Peyton Manning kind of got a little out of hand on that clip when he was with the Colts, and he almost got into a fight with one of his guys, and they said, no, you ain't finna talk to us like that, and he had to get calmed down, and he apologized for it. He just got a little out of hand, but there's a degree where sometimes the conversation needs to happen. Kind of takes me back to when Armstrong had that conversation. You really don't see that a lot from a receiver running up to the offensive line. That's a guy who's saying,
and maybe he's that guy on the offense.
He may be that guy. You know, would I prefer to come for your quarterback? Yes. Or one of the offensive linemen themselves would be amazing. But it is what it is. To each their own. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, much more of In the Zone with your Red Rider Report.
Tom Murphy, too.
Oh, Tom Murphy's coming. Love Tom.
D.R. Horton, America's #1 home builder, now has new homes available in Central Arkansas. From their first home in 1978 to over 1 million homes in 2023, their mission remains the same: deliver quality and affordability across the country. Since 2002, more people have chosen D.R. Horton than any other home builder. They have homes for every stage of your life. Brand new homes with multiple floor plan options. See available homes at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's home builder. D.R. Horton is an equal housing builder. Companies are shifting their telephone systems to the cloud, and you should too. ESI eCloud PBX has everything you need. Features like work from anywhere, video calls, and advanced security tools make ESI eCloud PBX one of the best choices for any business. Opt out of the high cost of your traditional phone system and move to the cloud. Sign up for an online demo at nsgdv.com and get your system activated at no charge.
Network Services Group. One call does it all.
Once again this year, The Buzz is proud to bring you college football talk with Mark May every Thursday morning on Morning Mayhem. Brought to you by Edwards Food Giant, the meat people. Mark will break down the week's biggest games and discuss who will win and why they'll win.
Sports talk and entertainment.
I can't understand your food in your mouth.
That'll put a smile on your face.
I'm being serious. I can't understand a word you're saying.
KABZ, Little Rock. Buzz News with KARK's Claire Kreitz.
From North Little Rock to Walnut Ridge, 110 miles of Highway 67 will soon be called Interstate 57. For now, I-57 is 400 miles stretching from Illinois all the way down to Missouri. A groundbreaking for the road work to connect Walnut Ridge to the Missouri state line is set for next week. The construction is expected to have a massive economic impact on roadside communities. The interstate designation also cuts the amount of money the state needs to match with federal dollars in half for projects on the road. Glow Wild is back to light up the Little Rock Zoo. Giant handmade lanterns line the trails of 3 different themed areas of the zoo: Mystical Marvels, Animal Kingdom, and Under the Sea. This year, there are new interactive experiences, including lights designed for people with sensory sensitivities. Glow Wild runs through January 5th from 5 to 9 each night. This is Claire Kreitz for the Buzz Radio Network.
Are you still on the sidelines? Then it's time you suit up and get in the game. Download Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app, Bet Saracen, today.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center. Buzz Weather with KARK's Pat Walker.
We're looking at a cloudy Friday with a 20% chance of a shower, really light shower if we get any at all. It'll be a mild day with a high of 70 degrees. 80% chance of rain tonight with an overnight low of 59. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Riverfront Steakhouse Special, dinner for two for $60. 10-ounce filet, fried shrimp, 2 sides, and our famous salad bar. Only $60. Good Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night.
Hello, this is Justin Acree. If foot or ankle pain is slowing you down, it's time to visit the experts at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. Doctors Martin, Matthews, and Parham provide both surgical and non-surgical treatment for foot and ankle issues. From common problems to more serious conditions, they're here to get you back on your feet, literally. Call Ortho at 501-686-TOSH to schedule your appointment today and get back to living pain-free. That's 501-686-8674. The doctor will see you now.
Listen each Friday during Drive Time Sports for the basketball insider in Arkansas. It's Pure Sweat Skills and Training's Bart Reed. Made possible by Martin Orthopedics with locations in Little Rock, North Little Rock, Cabot, and Hot Springs Village. Staffed with fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons and sports medicine specialists. For more information on the web, go to martinortho.care.
Hey Razorback fans, it's Quinn Grovey. Check out the new location of Bell & Sword in Conway. Suits, shirts, vests, also polos with Arkansas logo gear from Johnny O and Peter Millar. A store within a store with Arkansas-made Martin Dingman shoes and leather goods. Fantastic service with a tailor-on staff to fit you perfectly. Go to the new location, Bell & Sword, 1011 Oak Street, Conway, or on Facebook and Instagram.
Choosing the right candidates for any office can be difficult.
My office has lots of drama.
My office has its ups and downs.
I share my office. But no matter what kind of office you have, one thing's for certain. If you're hiring, you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology finds the most qualified candidates for your roles fast, and you can invite your top choices to apply. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So, for any kind of office.
I'm really going places in my office.
My office has everything you could ever want.
Count on ZipRecruiter to find the right candidates for it. Try ZipRecruiter for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a gift box of Petit Jean meat. Which means the song is over because on the following days of Christmas, there was no gift that equaled the Petit Jean meat gift box. Generous servings of smoked sausage, peppered bacon, summer sausage, and smoked bacon with the Petit Jean meat gift box. Those wonderful people on your list will taste the difference. Find it and order it at pjmeats.com. No, pjmeats.yum.
Not to brag, but Progressive's Name Your Price tool is mankind's greatest tool ever. Even better than the wheel. Sure, without the wheel, we wouldn't have modern transportation or funny videos of dogs riding skateboards. But without the Name Your Price tool, we wouldn't have easy access to auto insurance options based on our budget. And, well, cars do need wheels. They also need insurance, and insurance never goes flat. Learn more about the greatest tool ever, the Name Your Price tool at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
If fashion is your thing, eBay is it. eBay's where I find all my favorites, from handbags to iconic streetwear, all authenticated. For real. This time, a little Supreme, some Gucci. I even have that vintage Prada on my watch list. That's why eBay's my go-to for all my go-tos. Yeah, eBay. The place for new, pre-loved, vintage, and rare fashion. eBay. Things people love.
Tune in to 103.7 The Buzz every Tuesday night at 8 for Between the Mats high school football show with your hosts, Matt Wilcox and Matt McJunkins. You'll hear coaches' interviews, player interviews. You'll also get weekly top 10s and player of the week picks for each classification every week. Plus, t-shirt giveaways and fan interactive pick'em challenges with prizes. Between the Mats on The Buzz each Tuesday is brought to you by Hootens Football, your number one source for Arkansas high school football.
You're in the zone, coming to you live from the Oaklawn Hot Springs Studio. Oaklawn, Arkansas's only casino resort. Now, here's Justin Acree and DJ Williams on the Buzz Radio Network.
This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100
name up in lights. He just wants to be heard, whether it's the beat or the mic. He feels so unlike everybody else, alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know. But no, he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story, making sure his click stays up. That means when he puts it down, Tox picking it up.
Who the hell is he anyway? He never really talks much, never concerned with status, but still even him starstruck. Humble through opportunities given despite the fact that many misjudge him cause he makes a living from writing raps. Put it together himself, now the picture connects. Never asking for someone's help or to get some respect. He's only focused on what he wrote. His will is beyond reach, and now it all unfolds. The skill of an artist. This is 20% skill, 80% fear. Be 100% clear, cause Ryu was ill. Who would've thought he'd be the one that set the West in flames? And I heard him wreck it with the crystal method name.
The Red White Report is brought to you by Point S Tires. Make sure your car is game day ready before you head up the hill. Check them out online at pointstire.com.
All right, welcome into the Red White Report as we are back for your second hour here on The Zone. A couple things to touch on when it comes to Razorbacks. I'm assuming a little basketball, a little bit loose?
Actually, women's basketball is playing today. They're playing right now.
Yeah. Oh, right now?
Yes, they're against East Texas A&M. Arkansas is winning that game right now in the second quarter, 35-27.
Why right now? Is that normal for women's basketball?
It was an early game. I don't know why.
No? Interesting. Yeah,
it's not like a holiday tournament or anything, is it? They do that when they go to the Bahamas or Hawaii or something. That is kind of strange.
But other than that, of course, Arkansas football is off this weekend, but Arkansas basketball will be playing in a marquee game tomorrow against the Baylor Bears. That game will be at 6:30. It can be heard on the Buzz. You can watch it on ESPNU. Baylor got throttled by Gonzaga the other night.
40-point beating.
Yeah.
Was that an exhibition game or the real deal?
It was a real deal.
What's the line on the Arkansas-Baylor game?
The line in the... I don't see the line yet. I'll have to go look at it.
I can't imagine that Arkansas wouldn't be favored.
Yeah, I don't think it's posted yet. Looked at it last night. Baylor coming into this game ranked 8th. I think Arkansas, 13th?
How can you be 8th in the country and lose by 40
16th
points?
16th right now.
16th, yeah. 8 and 16th. That's what they're going to. It's a neutral site game. It's not going to be in Waco. It's going to be in Dallas.
Baylor's usually better than that. They must be a little down this year.
I think Gonzaga's actually going to be pretty good this year, but yeah, you probably shouldn't be getting beat by 40 points.
Gonzaga does a good job of having third and fourth and fifth year guys. That makes a difference.
Right.
Yeah.
They got Caleb Battle on their team now too, by the way.
Really?
Oh yeah.
People are familiar with him.
I think we're going to have Zach from Oaklawn on a little bit later in the show, but we talked about Arkansas right now, 4th in the SEC to be the outright runner. That's where they're favored at least, but they're actually got better odds to make it to the Final Four than they do winning the SEC outright.
That's crazy.
Which makes sense because, Bama's in here and Auburn.
Good teams. Mark Sears is back for his 17th year at Tuscaloosa. So
yes.
Johnny Broom is.
What's Tennessee got this year? Are they anything?
They're good.
Auburn is pretty good.
Zakai Ziegler's back for his 17th year.
Yeah, they lost the kid that scored all the points.
Connect.
Yeah.
Connect, yeah.
With the Lakers
now.
Yeah.
Crazy.
He's competing against Bronny James.
Well, I know who they're going to.
James is in G League now.
I know. I was going to say I know who's going to get the minutes. My son. Yeah. That's what LeBron says.
Oh, so they finally put him down to D League. How long did that last?
G League. Well, G League is just now about to start up, so that's why he was up with the NBA.
Why did I always think it was called D League? Am I making that up?
It used to be the D League. They changed it to the G League because there's a negative connotation with D.
Wow, that's why they did that.
No, it's sponsored by Gatorade, so G League.
So there's a funny story told about nepotism. When Al McGuire was coaching Marquette, his son Allie McGuire was one of the point guards. Well, the other guy that played point guard was Dean Meminger. Meminger could go. He's from New York City, played in the league for a long time. And Meminger came up to him. He was kind of splitting time with him. He said, "Coach, I got to ask you a question."
Yeah.
He said, "Why is your son playing about as much as I'm playing? I'm a lot better than him." He said, "Dean, you are better than him, but he's my son." And that's sometimes people do that, you know. Coach, that'd be a good question for Coach Cal. His son is now an assistant, played for him in Kentucky, but I don't remember him eating up too many minutes from those NBA guys.
I remember him getting in on like trash minutes and stuff like that. And
Did you see the massive dunk the other night that the Baylor dude did on the Gonzaga player?
Yes.
The player for Gonzaga was
the
Mark
coach,
Few's son.
Coach's son.
He got posterized.
He got in garbage minutes.
He got those minutes. But we talked about Mike Neighbors and the Lady Razorback basketball team. Somebody asked me, who was it that says, do they fire Mike Neighbors? I'm just like, look at what he's been given.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a great recruiter. He's able to get the recruits, but if you don't give him any resources when it comes to keeping these players, they all left. I mean, his top players, all of them, great players, great classy recruiting.
Got bigger offers somewhere.
And they just leave. And, that people asked that first game of the year how Razorbacks just got embarrassed. I'm just like, I do not envy Coach Neighbors because I think he's great at what he does, great approach, great mentor, and I think he has players believe in him, but just given no type of
think about
opportunity
this.
to be successful.
The juggernaut in women's college basketball is SEC rival South Carolina. Staley's just got it going. She got a machine down there. And then it didn't help hit Neighbors' cause any that Kim Mulkey goes down to Baton Rouge because, she's a top 3 coach. Possibly all time in women's basketball. The SEC in women's basketball is probably more formidable than it is in men's football.
Yeah.
It's a killer.
And I think he may have lost a player to LSU. One of his other players went back home because, it's a hometown girl. She's able to take advantage of a couple NIL deals. But, I wish he was given a little bit more because I think very highly of Coach Neighbors. And I guess we'll bring in Tom Murphy right now. And Tom, very tough task. Women's basketball team is playing right now. What are your thoughts on Coach Neighbors and the resources that he's given?
Well, morning, guys. I can't speak with great authority on the resources, but I can only imagine that, they're handy, and I don't know why players left. I wish it was going better. The team he built at Washington was a phenomenal team, Final Four team. So I don't know, but it looks like it could be a long season. I guess they were picked last in the SEC, and I agree with you guys. There's some sports where the SEC is just a total grinder. Women's basketball, soccer is really good.
Baseball,
track,
baseball is really
baseball.
good.
Baseball. Football. You can hardly name a sport outside water polo and wrestling and a few others that they don't really do. That they're not. It's not the best. Probably number 2.
Tom, we had Taylen Green in studio at the top of the show. He's here with his partnership with the Cal's Library or the library system down here in Little Rock, and he's going to be having a meet and greet with some kids around 4:00 for our listeners who potentially want to go down there and get a chance to hang out with him and see him. Talk about his performance against Ole Miss, and then obviously coming out of that game dealing with some injuries. We didn't get into that, but what do you think also, too, about Malachi Singleton when he came in the game?
Yeah, I got a lot of thoughts on this. Top of mind being, you didn't ask him how he's doing?
Yeah. Oh, no, we're trying to stay away from the whole injury report.
Yeah, I understand. You know what? Here's what I thought. I was asked by somebody, hey, is there a chance that, they would start Malachi Singleton over Taylen? And my thought was only in case of an injury. Because Taylen's been, and by the way, I think he is a tremendous kid. KJ Jefferson's relationship with the locker room, the coaches, and the fans, it soured a little bit last year. I do believe that the money he got, he separated himself. Now, here's what I'm getting paid. Yep. And I think there's some resentment built up. And not that I don't think KJ was a good kid. I just think that background he came from and all, when he got that, I think it separated him and it separated the locker room. But with Taylen, he's just such a giving young man. He's a giving kid. He's the NIL stuff he's done. He just showed up with a smile on his face, very complimentary. He's had nothing but good things to say about living in the state and the fan base and all that. And now he's dealt with 2 injuries, and he wanted to go back in the second half against Ole Miss. So Sam Pittman said Wednesday he's got a knee sprain. So if he's not, it's a long answer to say that, he came back for the LSU game after the open week, but then later they said he wasn't 100%. They didn't run him in the LSU game as much. Certainly that impacted their game plan. They ran him the following week against Mississippi State, And it was a huge difference in that game. So if he's not 100% or at 90-something% ready to go for this game, I think now Malachi Singleton was really impressive to me when he settles into the game. His first few snaps against Tennessee were not very good. His first few snaps against Ole Miss weren't good, but they got a field goals out of both of those drives. But then when he settled into the game, like his running, the SEC, one of the supervisor of officials guys who was on the broadcast said he would not have thrown a flag on the three receivers who were all off the ball a little bit on the 60-yard touchdown. So that was negated, but there was a great run by him. His pass to Luke Hasz for the touchdown, that was a beautiful 10-point pass, 20-something yards. So what I'm saying is I think Malachi Singleton has learned very well, and I feel a lot more confident in him as a backup if he had to start against Texas. But I'm hopeful that Taylen Green is at least 90-something% and can function against the Longhorns because they'll need his dual threat.
Yeah, Singleton has a knack for throwing that ball up the hash and kind of leading receivers. That throw he threw to Luke is almost identical to the one he threw to Tesla against UAPB the very week one. It didn't go for a touchdown, but it was a one-handed catch. And, he has a real good knack for that type of throw, leading his receivers. But, Tom, I think you were spot on when what you said about the difference between KJ and Taylen Green. And I say that because we spoke to Luke earlier in the year, and Luke didn't call anyone out. I just don't think he really realized what he said. And because I asked, the difference between the quarterbacks, and he said, yeah, both great guys. And yeah. He says, but Taylen, like in the locker room, like, he'll come talk to us. He'll talk to us about the game film, the playbook, and kind of get to know us as a person. And he says, I really like that about Taylen. And I think that's just, a good quality to have in a leader. And what I heard, so that really stood out because KJ really did. He separated himself in the locker room. And I think success got to him. And at some point, he thought KJ Jefferson was bigger than the Hog. And that'll never be a thing. Doesn't matter who you are. And so, and I think Taylen does a great job handling NIL money and also still being a great guy. And I really do feel like he has a lot on his shoulders and he wants to do the best for his teammates. And he seems like someone who doesn't have a problem at all putting himself second. So I thought you were spot on with that. Let's switch gears. Let's talk a little basketball. What do you think about that Lipscomb game? They came into it as a 16.5-point favorite, win by 16.
Yeah, and then, of course, they were down a little bit in the first half. They built a 15-point lead early in the second half, and then Lipscomb had a 4-point play and a 3-point play on consecutive possessions that basically cut the deficit in half and eventually got it to 4. Here's what I thought. Much like last year, their offense seemed to be, passing around the perimeter and maybe a guy will drive. What I'd like to see them do is run more sets where guys get screened, they throw the ball inside, and then go back outside. Because you heard Coach Calipari talking in the postgame about how, we're shooting all these threes, we've got to go inside first, and we didn't see a ton of that. So I think as the players get to know each other and the system, I think we're going to see more push it inside, then go outside, and then your three-point shot's a little more open. Boogie Flan, there's a lot of guys like John L. Davis. You can just tell he's a veteran. He's a guy who, when the ball's in his hand, he can drive, get to the hole. So I like his game. Boogie, you can tell is going to be very explosive, but he was 1 of 8, I think, from three-point range and 6 of 10 inside the 2. So you're like, okay, Boogie, let's work on our shot selection until the 3 is a more natural part of the flow. I talked to Lenny Acuff, the Lipscomb coach, in postgame, and he was so complimentary, first of Cal, but also the defense. He said they had to work for everything they got in that game because Arkansas really D'd them up, and it's a really good entry point for this team because if you can play good defense, you're gonna give yourselves a chance. You can avoid or you can dodge a 3-point drought in a given night and still win a game. So obviously a long way to go. I think we're going to see a lot more out of Adu and several other guys on this team.
Were you in the press conference with Coach Cal?
No, but I've read the transcript and watched some video of it. I was talking to Acuff.
All right, never mind.
I didn't get a chance to watch the game. When you look at 4 of 19 from 3-point, obviously you're like, ooh. Did the shots at least look good and they just weren't falling, or were some of them just like, ooh, these guys? Because, you can still miss and a shot looks good.
You can miss a good shot.
Yeah. What's your feel on that, Tom?
Yeah, there was a handful of what you'd say, good shots that just didn't go down, but there was also others that were, this just didn't feel part of the flow of the offense. And I had
pull up from three.
Yeah, exactly. And I had Bob Holt to the right of me going, what are they doing? There was a period, I want to say it was late in the first half or midway, where they weren't, the flow on offense wasn't happening. And then they'd get, 5-6 seconds left on the shot clock and they take a three. And we saw a lot of that last year. So I think they're going to grow out of that, as I said, working inside, get back out more. But, Boogie was 1 for 8, and I think Big Z, one of his first shots was a three. And we've heard Cal say he doesn't want that so much. So, they're going to mature.
Tom, appreciate you. We'll let you go. If you're bored and you're up in Fayetteville this weekend, there's going to be a bunch of former Razorbacks at Farmington High School tomorrow, starting around 11 o'clock. We're going to be out there. We're going to be out there trying not to hurt ourselves. We are playing former Razorbacks against regular Joes in a 7-on-7 tournament for the Ryan Mallett Foundation. I get Jarius and Joe Wright, or Jarius Wright and Joe Adams going to be there. Chris Gregg will be in the house. I think Tyler Wilson's going to be our quarterback, and a few other Razorbacks as well. So pray for us, Tom.
Don't pull a hamstring.
Don't hurt anyone.
Don't do it. There'll be a hamstring pulled. I'm not as tight as I used to be. I admit it. But I feel like I've held it together a little bit more than Ben Cleveland, and Ben Cleveland is going to be out there. All right. So, if anyone goes down first, my money is on Ben Cleveland. So if you get a little bored, Tom, feel free to come hang out with us. All right.
Well, that sounds like a good offer, and I appreciate it. And by the way, my money's on you guys, because that roster you just called off, that was a golden era of Arkansas football right there. I mean, truly, when we look back 20, 30 years from now, that 2010, the 10 and 11, 9, 10, 11, build up 10 and 11 were just glorious years. And you guys, Jarius and Joe, and Chris Gregg, Dennis Johnson, and Tyler, you guys, y'all were the back. Y'all made it happen. There were some defensive guys too.
Oh yeah,
you guys were the golden age.
Yeah, we got Zach Hawker out there. I'm not sure what he's going to do. But if it's like 4th and long, we're kicking a field goal. There's no doubt. I don't even know if you can do that in 7-on-7, but he's good from 50. Easy. Tom, I appreciate you, man. You have a good one.
You guys, too. Have a great weekend.
Yep, thank you. Can't do it no more, Pigskin. Hey, we got Philip Martin here in the house as well. What's up, Phil? How you doing? Yeah?
Not a lot. 1984.
Yeah.
Shreveport Municipal League basketball.
Okay.
The Shreveport Journal.
Okay.
Defeated the Shreveport Steamer of the USFL in the city championship basketball game.
Nice.
Yes.
I
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Moment of glory.
I'm assuming you had a good day that day.
I was okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I was. Yeah, I wasn't a leading scorer, but
okay. What's your biggest contribution? Are you behind the arc guy? Are you dribble penetration? What are we doing?
I was God, I wish I played in the era before the 3-point line.
Oh, okay.
That's how old I
okay.
am.
All right.
Same.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I was a classic point guard. My personal model was Walt Frazier. That's who I wanted to play.
Did you dress like him too?
Clyde, brother.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I love it.
Yeah, I was a Clyde guy. Always go backhand. Your faster backhand.
Right.
When you swipe at a ball, swipe with your backhand. You're faster than if you swipe forward.
Nice.
Yeah.
Get 'em right.
That's one of the things Clyde told me. I read in his book.
Get him right.
Yeah.
All right. We're about to go to break. When we come back, we're doing picks this week now too, right?
I'll do picks.
All right, yeah.
Shoot.
Go back at it again.
You're not talking me into picking Arkansas again this week.
I don't think they can lose this week.
No, I think we're good. All right, we'll be right back after this break.
Former Razorback linebacker Hayden Henry joins Out of Bounds every week through the football season courtesy of Crain Automotive Team. Shop over 5,000 new and pre-owned vehicles at crainteam.com.
This is SportsCenter.
The weekend in football got started with a bang as the Ravens and Bengals produced another thriller. It was the Ravens rallying at home down 2 scores to come back to win 35-34. The Bengals found the end zone with under a minute left to play with a chance to take the lead on a 2-point conversion, but thanks to a missed holding call and a missed face mask, the Ravens were able to hold on and get to 7-3. Lamar Jackson was fantastic. He threw for 290 yards and 4 scores through the air. He also ran for 33 yards. Joe Burrow threw for 426 and 4 scores in a loss. Jamar Chase caught 11 passes for 263 yards and scored 3 touchdowns. The Bengals are now 4-6. I'm Josh Neighbors for the Buzz Radio Network.
Oaklawn Sports presents Oaklawn Game Day. It's an inside look at the week's big games, exciting prop bets, and the latest betting lines from Oaklawn Sportsbook. Justin Acree and Oaklawn's Director of Sports Wagering, Zach Gillum, have all the information you need to place your bets at Oaklawn. Catch it on The Buzz Wednesday night at 8, and again Thursday mornings at 5:30 before Morning Mayhem. Oaklawn Game Day, presented by Oaklawn Sports on 103.7 The Buzz.
Jim's Razorback Pizza is the place to visit when craving some delicious, authentic pizza. They're known for amazing thin crust pies and the best Detroit-style deep dish pizza in town. You can also order freshly baked pasta or wings, along with specialty baked sandwiches, fries, and signature salads. If you're looking for a great place to watch the game and the most accommodating service around, they'll save you a seat at Jim's Razorback Pizza in Little Rock and Morgan Maumelle.
The king of Arkansas sports talk, Randy Rainwater for Bet Saracen.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sports book in America. That's because Arkansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my RR prop bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
At MNB, our reputation speaks for itself. We won't just tell you that we're the best. We'll prove it with our products, services, and commitment to the communities we serve. Technology is constantly changing, and there are more options than ever right at your fingertips. We'll always offer you the latest in technology, and we'll serve it up with great customer service. So when you bank with us, you know you're covered. You keep moving forward. At MNB, we've got your back. Check us out at mnbbank.com.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Brooke here, live from the sports desk. Our number one play comes from the number one Hyundai dealer in Arkansas. Chris Crain Hyundai of Conway, coming in hot with another huge score. Inventory selection to fit any budget. Boom! Look how they say yes. Game-changing action from the winning team at Chris Crain Hyundai of Conway.
Win big with 1.99% financing. New Tucsons and Elantras at Chris Crain Hyundai in Conway and online at chriscrainhyundai.com.
Justin Acre for my friends at Cash in downtown Little Rock. Lunch, dinner, special events, they've got you covered across the board. And not a lot of places can say that, but Cash can. And if you are planning a special event for the summer or the fall, now's the time to get on it. And certainly if you've got a holiday party that you want to get on the books, absolutely need to get that done today. 501-850-0265. You're not going to find a better spot for a special event. Upstairs, up to 150 people in that beautiful space, indoor and outdoor, overlooking the river market. And it comes with free valet parking. Whether you're there for a special event or for dinner or for lunch, Cash is here to help. Online at cashlittlerock.com, C-A-C-H-E, littlerock.com. And I love the fact that they've got lots of different offerings when it comes to lunch. You can get some lighter offerings, salads, wraps, pizzas, and sandwiches. And then at dinner, if you want fine dining, a special place to take your special someone, Cash is the spot. But again, for special events, they've got the smaller room downstairs that holds about 30, up to 150 upstairs. It's a wonderful dining experience waiting for you at Cash in downtown Little Rock.
You're back in the zone with Justin Acree and DJ Williams on the Buzz Radio Network. Now, it's time to learn the biggest lines of the weekend. It's Better Bets with Oaklawn's Director of Sports Wagering, Zach Gillum. Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app.
All right, welcome in. Back to the zone. Zach Gillum joins us. Just kidding.
He was.
He said he didn't want to do it no more. He said it's over. I'm over it. He's probably busy.
That's UPS customer.
He obviously bet the under on this show.
We'll take a second to get Zach back on the line. Any cool things going on, Philip? What are we talking about today? Any entertainment stuff we got to talk about? No, we're not there yet.
There's a few movies coming out.
Can you tease us?
Well, we were talking about the re-release of a 1986 album in the break. That's pretty much got me obsessed.
Okay.
We're watching a lot of, The Diplomat's back on Netflix. Okay. It's changed its tone a little bit.
Who's in that?
That's Kerry Russell.
Kerry Russell?
Yeah. What's that about? The trailer looks good.
She gets named ambassador to England, Court of St. James. And last year it was sort of more of a comedy, and this year it's taken a really dark turn. It's gotten really, I'm not sure I like it as much. But it's gotten really, her husband's a former ambassador, big diplomatic guy.
My wife loves that show.
Yeah, a lot of people do. A lot of people are into that. We're getting into the prestige movie season.
Yeah,
we're not quite there yet. I'm seeing the Dylan movie next week.
Okay, what are you looking forward to the most?
Chalamet, yeah, I'm seeing it next week.
Yeah, what are you looking forward to the most coming up? Anything out there?
It's a weird year. It's sort of like, I don't know what's going to be good and what's not, because a lot of the big stuff got pushed to 2025 because of the writer's strike and all that. I'm curious about this Chalamet Dylan movie just to see what it's going to be like. There's going to be a couple it's going to come out on Christmas. The real big movies are coming out later in the year.
Yeah.
There'll be a couple on Christmas Day. But I'm just sort of, when I looked at the schedule, and to be honest, nothing's impressed me yet, really. I'm going to have a hard time picking a top 10.
Yeah, we got Zach coming up, but as I'm bringing him in, think about this for entertainment. The best year in movies.
Oh, okay.
As far as big releases and all that stuff that you can remember, the best year.
Yeah.
All right, I'll let you ponder that one. Let's go ahead and bring in Zach. Well, we don't have to run his intro again, unless you really want. No, we won't do that. Zach, sorry we lost you there for a second, but welcome in. How you doing?
Oh, doing great. How are you guys today?
No, doing good. Just talking a little football, a little baseball, a little basketball. We got soccer. Unfortunately, the Razorbacks women's soccer team lost to Texas, but still got a chance to do some things in the NCAA tournament. Christian?
Yeah, before we get into things that people care about, do you guys offer betting for the Premier League and stuff like that?
Oh, absolutely. So we have a very, very deep offering of soccer throughout the world. Probably, honestly, the deepest offering of any sport we have. Many leagues, more than I know, and I can even tell you where they're at in the world, some of these. So if you dive into our soccer tab, Premier League obviously is going to be up there near the top, one of the first ones.
Yeah, you got the Bundesliga and the Liga, La Liga, and everything. Yeah.
Yep, Bundesliga. We have Liga MX, Premier League. We have the Champions League when they're in play, Copa, all the Copas, the African Nation Cup qualifiers. So there are a lot of soccer or football markets available.
Back to sports we care about. No, I'm just kidding. No, we do. Were you watching the Premier League yesterday? Is that what you were watching?
I was watching Europa League. I'm a Tottenham fan. We played Galatasaray, and we lost.
Yeah, biggest sport in the world. Let's get back to sports bet. So we're going to have our picks coming up here in a little bit, Zach, and we talked about our picks last week. But things right now as far as NFL, college football, a huge week. We talked about this last night on the podcast when it comes to, Ole Miss, Georgia, Alabama, LSU. What are some things looking like right now?
Yeah, so those games, those lines have been pretty steady this week. Georgia is a 2.5-point favorite headed to Ole Miss. That game 2:30 tomorrow, and the total right now at 55.
Alongside with the football stuff, we also talked about the top 12 teams came out for the college football rankings, and they're already up right now. As of today, obviously those will change by the end of the year. But if people want to have some fun and get out ahead of it, what are some fun things when it comes to betting on who will be the 12 teams making it to the college football playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, to me, this is a market where you're really looking right there at those borderline teams, whether they're just barely in right now or just barely out. Alabama, I think, is an interesting one with their matchup this weekend. They are a 3-point favorite over LSU, and looking to make the playoffs, they are minus 134. And if you look at LSU, who is a 3-point dog, as I just mentioned, they are plus 220 to get into the playoffs. So they're just on the outside of that. Obviously, if an LSU victory happens this weekend, it wouldn't be surprising to see those odds drastically change. Ole Miss is also right there on the outside looking in. They are plus 140. A few of those other teams just outside it, these are non-SEC teams, but Iowa State plus 240, Clemson plus 250, Colorado at plus 250.
Oof. I didn't even know Colorado was in the discussion. I guess I haven't been really paying much attention. Any NFL action? I know that game last night was quite the exciting one. The Bengals deciding to go for 2. Did that probably upset a little bit of people watching that game?
You know, honestly, I think most of the bettors were happy with that. If anything, at that stage in the game, you know, the spread wasn't really in play there. It was more of the money line market, and there was more money line action, at least with us on the Ravens. So I think the bettors were happy with that result. I thought it was very interesting, just based on, you know, the Bucs game. Everybody did second question. They should go for 2. Don't give Mahomes the chance. And then the Bengals did try it. You know, everybody can have an opinion on what happened on that last play, but it's interesting just to see the different tactics and then how the public reacts to that moving forward.
Let's get a switch to the hardwood. We also had fun with this one, too, because people like to get into futures. Arkansas's odds of making it to the NCAA Final Four. Y'all have that on the board right now, right?
Yes, that is on the board right now. Arkansas to make it to the Final Four plus 480. So what that means is for every $10 you wager, if they make it to the Final Four, it would return you $58 in total. $48 of that is profit.
What are the other teams up there as far as Final Four?
Yeah, so up at the top, the favorites right now, Duke and UConn, they are plus 200. Gonzaga and Houston are at plus 250. Alabama and Kansas and North Carolina all at plus 300. Arizona at plus 400. So those are the teams that are lower odds than Arkansas currently. We play Baylor tomorrow. Baylor's plus 500, so Arkansas, Baylor almost neck and neck right there in those odds.
Do we have the line out for that Baylor game yet?
So the Baylor game is not posted yet. With basketball, it's typically going to be the night before. So once the current day's games have either been completed or are near ending, you'll see some of the following day games start to post. And then some of the basketball games won't post until the actual day of the game. So it's all going to be dependent upon how big the matchup is. Obviously, this is 2 top 20 teams preseason. I'm really hoping we get it on the board tonight, but if not, it will be up early tomorrow morning, and that will be the common expectation for college basketball this season.
I was telling everyone here that Arkansas has better odds to make it to the Final Four than winning their own conference. What's the SEC look like right now?
Yeah, so to win the SEC, and keep in mind this is the regular season champion, so this is not the SEC tournament. As we get closer and approach the end of the season and get closer to that tournament, you will see odds posts for the tournament itself, but this is just to be the SEC regular season champion. Alabama is the favorite, plus 225. Tennessee's at plus 300. Auburn at plus 350. Arkansas is currently the fourth choice at plus 850. And I've mentioned this a few times. This is the newest of the future markets for college basketball. So these odds right now are about as close to a national odds market as we could offer. As we continue to take action, as we've mentioned, we do have to manage those odds and manage that risk appropriately. So now's the time, if you're interested in that market, I feel that you would want to dive in. As you can see reflective with that national championship line, at one point they were 40-1, and that has just continued to drop throughout the year. And we've had that market posted since back in April. So it's been up for many, many months compared to the conference winner market.
Zach, you hit me with a little knowledge last night that made me feel kind of stupid because it makes sense when you talked about what the plus 480 and all that means based off going off 100. I get it. Y'all have an exciting night coming up next Tuesday. Are you pumped up? Because I know a lot of ladies through my lady in town that are going to be at Cash Tuesday night. What's a little sneak preview you can give all the ladies there wanting to learn a little bit more about sports betting?
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And what we were talking about, DJ, was just the odds and how to read those. And that is one of the most common questions we get in the sports book or through our chat. And if you see a minus, that's just telling you how much you're going to have to wager to profit $100. And if you see a plus, that's telling you how much you would profit if you wagered $100. And that's going to be one of the things we go over Tuesday night. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm very happy to hear we had very good reception and turnout or feedback on this. So this is something we'll look forward to potentially doing more of in the future. We're going to, as I said, talk about those odds. We'll talk about some of the different betting markets that are available through sports betting that you hear people talk about, like totals, spreads, money lines. We'll go into some player prop betting. We'll show you how to build a same-game parlay. Even how to parlay some future markets across different sports, because that is something that's becoming more popular and a lot of fun if you can predict who's going to be the champion on all these big sports each year. So those are just a little of the things we're going to hit. We're going to have some other great guests there with us. Nancy Holtis is going to be there, Justin Acree, David Basil, obviously Roger Scott. It's going to be a wonderful time. Everybody's going to bring a little bit of knowledge to the event, and I think everybody's going to have a really good time.
So obviously you're not giving any good tips to these women, because I mean these guys that are picking games, they're. I noticed Clay Travis. He likes to run his mouth about picking games. Zach, his record in college football this year is 56-71.
No.
Yeah, that's not very good.
That's not very good. It's not.
I'd be writing the emails of definitely fade Clay. We're fortunate with our pickers right now. Basil has been absolutely killing it, and I know you guys like to give Justin a hard time. He's doing pretty good himself. 6-5 is nothing to be ashamed of, especially when you've gotten in a little bit of a lull. He started the season, I think, 5-1.
That's better than 56-71 for sure.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Yep. No, the goal is to have more wins than losses. So. It is in the end, it's for fun. So I'm glad everybody's having fun with it, and it's even better when the guys are picking some winning teams.
Nice,
Zach. We appreciate you. I'll be seeing you, I guess, Tuesday night.
Yeah, absolutely. See you Tuesday. Look forward to seeing everyone out, and y'all have a great weekend.
All right, Zach. Appreciate it. He talked about those future parlays against different games. I'm still rooting for that guy who's up for $1 million with a $50 bet.
Jets got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, the Jets got to get to work. Yeah. Don't think it's going to happen. All right. We're going to take a quick break. Before we let you go, I want to tell you about my friends over there at Jones & Son. I tell you, you can bet on them having the best drawer you're going to find in town. And listen to this, at a fraction of the price. It doesn't matter if it's an engagement ring or a watch pigskin. They got you covered. I tell you, when it comes to that engagement ring, it's all about that rock that sits right in the middle. And if you're looking for a deal, you're going to find it at Jones & Son. And not take away from the quality. Best quality diamond, fraction of the price. How's that happen, DJ, you might ask? Well, I got you covered. They're a direct diamond importer, so that means they get to set their own prices to be competitive in the market. So they want to make sure they take care of their people. They've been in business for over 35 years in the same location, 11121 Rodney Parham Road. You can't do that without having a great business model, and it comes customer first. And make sure they take care of you. Now, if you have a unique design in your mind and you can't figure out how to make it happen, it's cool. Just walk through the front door. All you got to do is tell them about it, and they'll bring it to life and make sure it fits perfectly on that ring finger. Now, beyond engagement rings and watches, they got great brands like Vahan, Michael M., with a best price match guarantee. You can't find anything better when it comes to fine jewelry than at Jones & Son. Once again, 11121 Rodney Parham Road.
Death ain't nothing but a heartbeat away. I'm living life, do or die. What can I say? I'm 23 now, but will I live to see 24 the way?
Roger, did you know that Oaklawn Sports is the mobile app that lets you bet anywhere in Arkansas?
Anywhere, so I can bet the over when I'm in Dover.
Indeed you can.
I can take the underdog in Dogtown.
Absolutely.
You're telling me I can bet on the pigskin in Piggott?
Yep.
Hoops in Humnoke, baseball in Bauxite, long shots in Lavaca?
All of the above.
Anywhere, huh?
Anywhere.
Nice.
Easy to use and even easier to fund. Bet with confidence. Bet with Oaklawn Sports. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Join The Zone each weekday for the Entertainment Report, brought to you by Bell & Sword of Conway. Find out the very latest breaking news and entertainment each day on The Zone. Justin, DJ, and I will dish out what the stars and celebrities have going on, and you can catch it each day. Bell & Sword has everything for the best-dressed man. From boots to suits, check them out on Facebook or Instagram. Bell & Sword at their new and larger location at 1011 Oak Street.
Proudly serving Little Rock and the surrounding areas, All About Tire and Brake Tire Pros is your trusted one-stop shop for all your automotive needs. From auto repair to buying tires, our experienced technicians and tire experts will provide personalized care and expert advice to help keep you and your family safe on the road. Any car, any job, our goal is to make your experience quick and easy. Visit us today in Little Rock or Mapleville or online at allabouttireandbrake.com. Tire Pros, love the drive.
Hi, I'm Hunter Bell from Bell Chevrolet. Football season in Arkansas is one of my favorite times of the year. And I think we can all agree that game days are better with tailgating. Fourth quarters are better with game-winning field goals. And the best played games are better with teamwork. And just like on the field, Bell Chevrolet is better because of our people and their dedication to our customers. Shop Bell Chevrolet and BellChevrolet.com today. Together, let's drive.
Birch Tree Communities presents the high school football game of the week with RJ Hawk, Kyle Sutherland, and Josh Neighbors. Every Friday night this football season, the guys will travel the state to find the best matchups in high school football. The Birch Tree Communities High School Game of the Week brought to you in part by the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, ASU 3 Rivers, Midtown Plumbing, Roller Funeral Homes, 270 Grill in Poen, and Baptist Health.
What a great time to be in Arkansas. Fall is upon us, and man, is it a great time to get out and get hunting. And if you need any gear to get outside, you know where to go. Max Prairie Wings in Stuttgart. It's an Arkansas tradition for a reason. People come in from all over the country and the world to shop at Max before they head out to hunt in Arkansas. And if you're a bow hunter, you know Max Prairie Wings is a spot. If you're ready to take your hunting game to the next level, set your sights on the ultimate bow build, available only at Max Prairie Wings, with the best model bows from Elite and Matthews, Hoyt, and Bear, all in one place. And that's not all. They've also got the high-quality accessories you need to make that bow even more powerful. Their experienced bow techs also will personally work with you to build your dream bow exactly the way you want it. Imagine every shot you take hitting its mark with precision and accuracy, and their bow builds come with proper fitting and tuning, ensuring that you're locked and loaded for success. Each bow build is set up with custom-made arrows, too, tailored specifically to match your unique hunting style. Your go-to destination for top-notch bow hunting gear, any kind of hunting gear, it's at Max Prairie Wings in Stuttgart, where passion meets precision. Also, check out their website, maxpw.com. Happy hunting.
For me, the sun rises and sets with
The Zone.
Yeah.
We know how you feel. Don't worry. You're back in the zone with Justin Eckrey and DJ Williams on the Buzz Radio Network.
Take the long way home, just so I can be alone to think of how to say.
Champs and Chumps is brought to you by D.R. Horton, America's #1 home builder. Currently building homes in Maumelle and Alexander. For more information, go to drhorton.com.
Champs and Chumps, I'll start us off. I'll start with the champ, Ryan Kalkbrenner of the Creighton Blue Jays. They played their first game the other day against Rio Grande Valley. He had 49 points, 11 rebounds, 3 blocks. He was 20 of 22 from the floor and 2 of 2 from 3. One of the best big men in the country, probably.
That's Bill Walton versus Memphis State. Yeah. Good job, man.
One of in consideration for National Player of the Year, most likely. Chump, I'm going to give it to officiating last night. There was 2 things that should have been called on the 2-point conversion, and neither of them got called. It was the face mask, and then they took the tight end down. But we got something good out of it. Lasik tweeted out and offered the officials some business, essentially.
Yeah.
It's like, you may need your eyes checked out and not seen that one. That's been a common story in the NFL this year.
I got a champ.
Let's hear it.
The Detroit Lions.
Oh.
They made a trade to get a defensive end because Aiden Hutchinson's out for the year. I think the Lions are going all in for the Super Bowl this year.
Got the Texans on Sunday Night Football.
Should be interesting, yeah. I mean, we'll see if this new defensive end plays and he can get to Stroud.
Oh, Zadarius Smith from the Browns, right?
Yeah, a kid from the Browns. Yeah. And they only gave up a 5th and 6th rounder, which is pretty decent. My chump are pollsters everywhere.
Yeah.
How many of us have been reading these polls like, this is what's going to happen? They don't know what's going to happen any more than anybody.
Yeah,
It's been
obsolete. You can't get a good sampling.
No.
In the 80s, polls were great. You could get a good sample.
Not now.
No. You can't trust any
Brummett
of them,
said that the other day. He said polls are worthless. He said they don't tell you anything about anything.
Right. And I mean, I think that you also have to think about the people who answer polls are different than the people who actually go to the polls.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the way to look at our politics now is to look at it just like you look at any other sort of entertainment. I mean, sort of like, what show do you want to watch?
Right.
You know, more people are going to go
slant,
for this show
that slant,
show. Yeah,
exactly.
I mean,
that's it.
And you could tell more, going to the supermarket than you can, attending to the polls these days.
The election made me think of the Curb Your Enthusiasm episode. You remember the one where Larry David was standing in line and the line was kind of long?
You're going to vote for this. I'm going to vote for that. We cancel each other out when we get skipped. Yeah. And this guy loses by one vote.
The guy he was going to vote for lost for one vote. And everybody at the party
genius,
like,
man.
Anybody who didn't vote's an idiot. It was him.
I got Champ kind of sending my heart out. Kurt Herbstreit's dog.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And I thought it was pretty cool. I'm assuming he knew what was coming. Maybe that's why he was traveling everywhere with
It's
him.
the last time with
Completely
him.
understandable.
Completely understandable. Hearts out. So, I mean, if you're a pet lover, you get it. You understand. That's a tough one. Champ goes to Justin Acree for giving him crap about taking his dog. Did I say Champ? Yeah, Chump goes to Justin Acree. So what an idiot. Bringing his dog. No one cares about your dog.
Everyone cares about the dog. I care about the dog.
In Justin's defense, he probably didn't know the
He
dog
knew the dog was
had
dying.
cancer. Different dog.
I would loan one of my dogs to Kirk if he needs a traveling companion.
I get it. It's tough. It's tough.
Exactly.
But I tell you, that really did change things when we heard about that. I was like, that makes it very
That's a gut punch, brother.
Yeah.
I saw Kirk in the booth last night. He looked like he was going through it.
I get it, man.
That's hard.
That's tough.
That is hard.
When your dog passed away, unfortunately, did you take off work or anything? Or?
Yeah. I took off the morning show. I won't get into that mess. But yeah, it's tough.
I remember that day.
The thing about TV, when you deal with stuff, for the most part, you just have to put it somewhere and put a smile on.
Yeah, sure.
Some things you just can't do, man. Sometimes it's hard to get up the camera in front of your face and fake it. That one was tough for me.
Exactly right.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I took that morning off.
Yeah,
for sure.
When one of my dogs died, we had him for 7 years, and I was in college, for maybe 8, close to 10. I was in college, and it was sudden. We didn't expect it at all.
Yeah.
He just kind of passed away, and I was like, I'm not going to school today.
Yeah, I get it.
I just said I had a death in the family.
Yeah.
I never knew what we're talking about our dogs, and I get for some people they like our people. You know what I mean?
They're
not just dogs.
Absolutely.
And I remember my first experience dealing with a dog that passed away. I was in the vet office sitting there, and they came in there and said, "Oh." They said, "Sorry, we got to tell you that your dog has cancer." This is my first golden, and I remember taking that news. Like, oh, okay, yeah, thanks for letting me know. Blah blah blah. I think it was just a little bit of shock, I guess.
Yep.
But when I got in the car, it all hit me.
Hit
I was
you.
like, "Oh no,
Yeah.
that was tough. That was tough." But man, this is wild. 2 picks again. We know for if things work out, hopefully the way they're supposed to work out. I tell myself every time I can't get another dog.
You have to.
You know they're
have to
going to go.
get another dog.
We got a dog a
but you
week
do.
after our last one.
That's
just went. I
it.
mean, it's like, we went the last 2 years. I've lost 3 dogs. Every one of them we've had for, 2 of them are sisters. One lived to be 15 and a half. The other one lived to be 14 and a half. The other one we had for 13 years. And when the last one went, we had to go out like the next week and get it. We already had one dog. They've got to overlap. You've got to keep
right.
It's a continuity thing.
Yeah,
nothing. Because one dog will teach the next to do that. But it's just so hard to come home to an empty house after you've had.
It's tough.
That's the hardest thing. You walk in that door and you're waiting to see them, and they're not there, and it's hard.
Oh man,
hard. 2 of the worst 10 days of my life when we lost our dogs we'd had for 14 years. I sympathize with Herbstreit very much.
Yeah, very much.
We got time for picks?
We'll save it for the next hour because we only got 3 minutes here. We'll just do some True Service, Federal Credit Union, live fan feedback, and we'll do some D3 Auto Sales text line.
Yep. Oh, Lord.
Danny says, no offense, Christian. You asking about soccer bets on the app may have been the worst question of all time. It's only the biggest sport on the planet.
You did preface it before you even said anything.
It is the biggest sport on the planet, but people here don't care about it.
Right.
Let's see. Saracen, we don't do Saracen, but Saracen currently has Baylor Arkansas game with even odds, total of 152.5. Libraries are outstanding. We had Taylen Green on earlier promoting Central Arkansas library system. I used to take my daughters to the Maumelle Library after school. They would always have science and group activities, a lot better than taking your firstborn daughter to the Deerwoods, in this person's opinion. So, to each their own. This text from the 501. Thanks for making me cry about my very much alive dogs today.
No.
Give them a hug.
Yeah.
Hug those dogs.
Yeah.
This texter says, so Philip's not impressed with the upcoming second Gladiator movie?
No.
Are you not entertained, Philip Martin?
No. We're just going to keep doing the hits until we all die.
Yeah.
We're just going to keep doing them all over.
I love Ridley Scott's reaction to like every movie he does.
Yeah.
Where he did Napoleon. Was that last year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, that actually didn't happen. He's like, I don't care. It looks cool.
Yeah, exactly.
It would have been better if he didn't use a 50-year-old American to play Napoleon Bonaparte.
Yeah,
could
like
have found a young
this
French guy.
upcoming Gladiator movie, they have sharks in the arena. It was like, that didn't happen because they didn't have salt water.
Right.
They had regular water in them.
They had boat battles, but
it was regular water with
fresh
salt
water. That's right.
Let's see. This person, I guess, talking about letting go of Pitt. I don't know. Once I get it pulled up. App's not loading.
Now I'm assuming he meant Sam Pittman and not Brad Pitt.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
just checking.
It won't work for me. Oh, well. We'll get to more feedback in the next hour.
And also in the next hour, I don't think we have any more guests, right? No?
No, other than Philip.
This is it, huh? Yeah. All right, nobody else is coming to the studio.
Open.
All right, we're open. Hey,
be Pick-a-Palooza, DJ.
I'm all about it. We're in it. We'll be right back with more Zone after this break.
Right.
Desk. Our number one play comes from the number one Hyundai dealer in Arkansas. Crain Hyundai of Conway coming in hot with another huge score. Inventory selection to fit any budget. Boom! Look how they say yes. Game-changing action from the winning team at Crain Hyundai of Conway.
Win big with 1.99% financing. New Tucsons and Elantras at Crain Hyundai in Conway and online at chriscrainhyundai.com.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, two-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
See Shelter Agent Richard Yeager in Little Rock or Todd Martin or Seth Boyd in Jacksonville.
Reliance Bank presents Chris Kane when he joins Morning Mayhem every Monday. Rely on Reliance to reach your financial goals. Visit rely.bank for more information.
This is Larry Culpepper, the inventor of the college football playoff. When I'm in Arkansas, I always listen to 103.7 The Buzz. Ice cold, Dr. Pepper, help!
Buzz News with KARK's Claire Kreitz.
From North Little Rock to Walnut Ridge, 110 miles of Highway 67 will soon be called Interstate 57. For now, I-57 is 400 miles stretching from Illinois all the way down to Missouri. A groundbreaking for the road work to connect Walnut Ridge to the Missouri state line is set for next week. The construction is expected to have a massive economic impact on roadside communities. The interstate designation also cuts the amount of money the state needs to match with federal dollars in half for projects on the road. Glow Wild is back to light up the Little Rock Zoo. Giant handmade lanterns line the trails of 3 different themed areas of the zoo: Mystical Marvels, Animal Kingdom, and Under the Sea. This year, there are new interactive experiences, including lights designed for people with sensory sensitivities. Glow Wild runs through January 5th from 5 to 9 each night. This is Claire Kreitz for the Buzz Radio Network.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center. Buzz Weather with KARK's Pat Walker.
We're looking at a cloudy Friday with a 20% chance of a shower, really light shower if we get any at all. It'll be a mild day with a high of 70 degrees. 80% chance of rain tonight with an overnight low of 59. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Riverfront Steakhouse Special. Dinner for 2 for $60. 10-ounce filet, fried shrimp, 2 sides, and our famous salad bar. Only $60. Good Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night.
Hey everybody, it's Howie at Robert Irwin Jewelers. Shop now and pay later. Get up to 12 months interest-free or take up to 60 months to pay at a low APR. And now offering ASEMA lease-to-own financing. Bigger, brighter diamonds, better prices, or online at rijewelers.com.
Touchdown, Edwards Food Giant. While you may never actually hear it in a football game, we all know who the real MVP of your watch party is this fall, and that's Edwards Food Giant. Your choice of chicken, brisket, ribs, smoked sausage, and pulled pork, all straight from their own smokehouse, as well as an ultimate lineup of side items from the deli. And at their newest store in North Little Rock, Edwards now has dry-aged beef, where whole cuts of certified Angus beef are aged for 28 days in a temperature-controlled cooler. So let your watch party be the envy of the neighborhood with the help of Edwards Food Giant, the meat people.
D.R. Horton, America's #1 home builder, now has new homes available in Central Arkansas. From their first home in 1978 to over 1 million homes in 2023, their mission remains the same: deliver quality and affordability across the country. Since 2002, more people have chosen D.R. Horton than any other home builder. They have homes for every stage of your life. Brand new homes with multiple floor plan options. See available homes at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's home builder. D.R. Horton is an equal housing builder.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code YEAR to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code YEAR for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code YEAR for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Listen for Champs and Chumps Fridays during the Zone. Brought to you by D.R. Horton, America's #1 home builder. Currently building homes in Maumelle and Alexander. Find them online at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton is an equal housing builder.
Oh, I wish I could have been there when the truck pulled into Genesis of Conway with all those incredible automobiles, those GV80s from Genesis, and watched them come off that truck, knowing that Genesis of Conway can get you into one of those incredible automobiles at 2.9% interest for 60 months right now. Oh, I'd love to see your face when you first take that test drive. It's incredible. Genesis of Conway, the future of luxury today.
Lowe's knows that to win the job, pros need the best prices. That's why only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500 at the Pro Desk. That means you get the prices you need to start any job, small or large. Because Lowe's knows pros. Valid in-store only. More terms and restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms or a Pro Desk for details.
The smarter way to clean your floors. It's time to make the swap. Swiffer Power Mop.
Introducing the new Swiffer Power Mop, the all-in-one tool that gives you a mop and bucket clean in half the time. The solution's built right in, so no heavy bucket, and the pad has hundreds of scrubbing strips to get deep into grout. Don't mop harder, mop smarter.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
Want to get in on the conversation? Shoot us a text at the D3 Auto Sales text line at 501-614-1037. D3 Auto Sales in Desart, the #1 independent dealer in the state, with the best prices and largest selection on pre-owned vehicles, including leveled and lifted trucks. Find them on Facebook. Whether it's football, baseball, or basketball, from high school to the pros, hit us up on the D3 Auto Sales text line.
You're in the zone, coming to you live from the Oaklawn Hot Springs Studio. Oaklawn, Arkansas's only casino resort. Now, here's Jessica Negri and DJ Williams on the Buzz Radio Network.
This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name. He doesn't need his name up in lights, he just wants to be heard, whether it's the beat of the mic. He feels so unlike everybody else, alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know, but no, he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story.
Today's entertainment report is brought to you by Bell & Sword Gentlemen's Clothing in Conway. Check them out on Facebook and Instagram, or stop by Bell & Sword's new and larger location at 1011 Oak Street.
All right, welcome back in as we are set up for your entertainment hour. Don't forget, we're also going to talk about a question I asked Philip Martin, the best year in movies. He's writing them down right now. Christian has an opinion. We'll talk about that here in a second. But before all that gets cranked up, Christian, what you got for us today in entertainment?
All right, so we've talked about Liam Payne and him passing away, the One Direction singer, a few times. I think that was 2 or 3 weeks ago at this point. Well, now 3 people have been arrested and charged in connection with his death. In a statement, the officials claimed the 3 suspects engaged in illicit conduct were charged with the crimes of abandonment of a person followed by death, supply, and facilitation of narcotics.
So they got him really loaded. He was completely out of his mind, and they walked away and left him alone.
Yeah, abandonment. That's
the prosecutor's office has a detailed analysis of more than 800 hours of video footage that helped lead to the arrest of the 3 individuals.
And they had the pink powder there. That pink powder is just death, man. You got to people don't take the pink powder. Stay away from it.
One defendant accompanied Payne on a daily basis during his stay in the city of Buenos Aires. That person is charged with crimes of abandonment.
There's a lot better things to do in Buenos Aires than take the pink powder. Go eat one of those giant steaks.
Go visit the grave.
Go see a gaucho.
Yeah.
Go see Lorca. I mean,
Tango was
exactly.
So in Oregon, an ambulance slammed into a cyclist, breaking his nose and smashing his bike, and then they charged him to take him to the hospital.
Ooh. Come on, man. That seems a little harsh, doesn't it?
71-year-old William Hosch
sounds like Mike here.
Was billed $1,800 for a ride to the hospital after being hit by the ambulance.
Well, they did cut him a break.
It's like, you're the reason I'm going to the hospital.
He's suing Columbia River Fire and Rescue for nearly $1 million, claiming an ambulance driver for the company left him with an outrageous bill following permanent injuries and roughly $100,000 in medical expenses.
Ask Zach what the over/under is on him winning that case. I'd say it's pretty high.
Yeah, I think so. If he has proof that
his nose is the proof.
Right.
Look at my nose. There you go.
The driver was going between 2 miles per hour and 10 miles per hour, heard a thump, and then stopped and rushed him to the hospital. And then they billed him, of course.
How could you get your nose broken at 2 miles an hour? That doesn't seem fast enough.
If somebody's running at you at 8 miles an hour and knocks you over,
and how fast is the bike going?
Yeah,
True.
maybe hit the handlebars.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, the one Wakers coach fell over his bike and
Jack McKinney.
Forever.
That started Pat Riley's career, didn't it?
Right.
It sure did.
Some movies coming out this weekend. Small Things Like These. This will have Oscar winner Cillian Murphy in it.
Oh, yeah.
It's a movie
that guy.
Based on a book, and it's produced by Matt Damon. Looks pretty good, actually. It's kind of uncovering the truth of what some Catholic church has been doing in a small town in Ireland. He's Irish, of course. Heretic.
Yep.
That's a Hugh Grant movie.
Yeah, Hugh Grant. Hugh Grant's a bad guy, right?
Playing weirdos, yeah. That's what he's graduated to.
He really has. He's not that that droll English character anymore.
I think he enjoys playing,
Seems
the
to.
weird characters.
Guys. Yeah, weird guys.
Yeah, the gentleman. He was great in that.
Yeah, he was great, the gentleman. Yeah.
So, I saw an interesting quote by Hugh Grant, and he was talking about his idea of perfect happiness and how he would like to die. He says, drinking a pint of London Pride while munching Twiglets and reading about Colin Firth having a critical and box office catastrophe. He said, my wife has kindly agreed to sneak up behind me and shoot me in the head if that happens.
That is awesome.
I think him and Colin Firth actually are like friends, and they have a kind of
healthy rivalry
between each other.
Well, I'm glad he didn't say something about Elizabeth Hurley or Divine Brown.
Yeah.
So there's that.
And then the other movie will be Weekend in Taipei. We talked about this a little bit earlier this week.
Yeah.
It has Luke Evans, who played Bard the Bowman, I believe, in the Hobbit movies.
Yeah.
And Dracula Untold.
It was Bar.
Yeah.
It was, Dracula as well. What else has he been in? He was a Shaw in Fast and the Furious.
Yep.
I like him as an actor.
This movie also has Han from the Fast and Furious movies. So
who
if
died,
you're into
but
that
didn't
sort
die.
of thing,
Spoiler
here you
alert.
go. Yeah, I think it's been long enough. So that's what's happening this weekend, and now we can get into best movie years of all time.
Best movie years,
with
of
Philip
all
Martin.
time, right?
Come on.
All right, so I offered this up off the top of my head.
Yes.
1994 was a pretty good year. I believe all in the theaters at the same time was Shawshank,
Yes,
Forrest Gump, and Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, that's a good year. I mean, there are a couple chalk years. I mean, 1939, Wizard of
Gone
Oz.
with the Wind.
Yeah.
Gone with the Wind, Citizen Kane. People always bring that up.
Yep.
1967 was a great year. Bonnie and Clyde, and I'm blanking on anything else, but Guess Who's Coming to Dinner? Those are the chalk years. The best, and it's almost 20 years ago, but when you say best movie year, what comes to mind to me is 2007 with, Zodiac, There Will Be Blood, No Country for Old Men. That was a year that was
Anton Chigurh.
Yeah,
what a villain,
that was a
man.
really good year.
It was.
I actually watched the documentary. Zodiac's
Zodiac is wonderful.
amazing movie,
Ah.
just a great movie. But I watched the recent documentary by Netflix that got released.
Yeah,
it's
got the same guy that Jake Gyllenhaal plays in it, right?
Yeah, he's actually in the movie, and he talks about the case a little bit.
Yeah,
and
he's
stuff,
a
or
he's
in
a
the
creepy
documentary.
guy.
Yeah, he's a little odd.
Yeah, I interviewed him once.
But in this, it's basically these kids that grew up with David Lee Allen, I think is his name.
Yeah,
who is the main suspect in Zodiac as well, in the movie as well. And they basically put it together that he was probably the Zodiac.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much. I mean, you couldn't get an indictment probably off of it.
No,
It's
you
pretty
couldn't.
close. It's
Yeah.
pretty close. We're pretty sure that's who
It's like
it
they
was.
said Jack the Ripper was a member of the British royal family.
and a surgeon.
Could have been.
There you go.
Yeah. But 2007 is a really good year. 2019 is a sleeper year because I looked this up because I found out about this like 5 minutes before we started talking about it. But that was the year of Parasite, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which I think is an underrated
great-
movie.
yeah,
Massively
It's my favorite-
entertaining.
It's
Yeah,
my
it
favorite
is.
Tarantino.
It's your favorite Tarantino?
Yeah, it really is.
Okay.
I mean, it really is. I mean,
I'll listen to
I
it.
guess you could go back to Reservoir Dogs or maybe.
Yeah.
But I think it's my favorite one. Marriage Story, which is my favorite Noah Baumbach movie, and I think it's Uncut Gems, which is my favorite Adam Sandler movie.
How about that?
Yeah.
Yep.
And,
Parasite's a great movie too. If
yeah.
people haven't seen it.
And then there's 1917, which is I mean,
also
a lot of people
good.
really love that. It's like the fake one take.
It was it was pretty
Yeah.
interesting.
It was a good spectacle.
was.
Yeah. 1998 was another good year.
I kept thinking during the Sandler movie Uncut Gems, I'm like, hey, he's with Adele Dazeem. I mean,
Idina Menzel.
Menzel,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm like, hey, the Frozen
This is
lady.
the first time
yeah.
I've ever seen her in anything outside of Frozen.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
But But I could get, my years are like 1967 through 1972. Any one of them.
Godfather?
Yeah, any one of that.
Chinatown?
That's just my era, though.
Yeah.
You know?
The 70s were a great decade for movies.
Up until,
a lot of
what
good
really
movies.
killed it, and it's not that it's a bad movie, it's just changed the dynamic of it, was
Star
Jaws.
Wars.
Jaws
Yeah.
and Star
Jaws
Wars.
and Star Wars.
Jaws and Star Wars.
The
Then everything
blockbuster, it did.
was like
Otherwise, they were
baseball.
interested in making good movies.
Yeah, you have to make it. Everything has to be a home run now. There's no
Quit
singles.
butting people over.
Yeah, there's no hit and run.
That's
There's
it.
no any of that. It's all just big swings.
Three-run
and big
homer.
misses. Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
No.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't feel like I should partake in this one. I don't have
Why-
enough knowledge. Yeah, I don't.
Your favorite movie year is probably the year you were 12 or 13 years old, though, because those are the years that that's when we first become really aware of this stuff. And if you remember, you think about the music, the movies, everything you see when you're 12 and 13 years old, that matters to you more than anything else,
It does.
I think. And that's why 1972, 73 is it for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. Movies. There's only a few movies that I remember watching where I was just like, "That is really cool how they did all that." This may sound weird. I love Slumdog Millionaire.
Yeah.
When was that? Do you know?
Is that 09?
15 years ago.
Yeah,
probably.
something like
Yeah.
that. It's like the 09. That almost didn't get. They almost didn't put that out. They were going to take that straight to video, and then it got into the Toronto International Film Festival, and everybody loved it there. Critics loved it, everything, and they brought it out.
Yeah.
But,
And the soundtrack was just catchy as all get out,
it was
man.
just
I like the girl with the dragon tattoo.
Yeah.
Is that the
That
one?
would have been about the same
I
era.
thought the lady who played that crushed that role. Could be right or
Noomi
wrong. I'm not sure.
Rapace.
Is that
Yeah.
who that was?
that one knew me repace.
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Swedish, I think.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like weird movies, you know?
Yeah, good.
I don't
That
know.
movie is pretty intense, man.
It is intense.
real intense.
I know Daniel Craig was in that. Something also popped up
Yeah.
about who's going to be the new Bond. They brought up your Cillian Murphy. Am I saying that right?
Cillian.
Could you see him being a Bond?
I could see him being anything.
Yeah,
I think he could do it. He just doesn't look like a traditional
Well,
Bond.
neither did Daniel Craig.
True.
I mean,
Yeah.
Daniel
He
Craig
plays an
looked like a little
Irish
thug.
gangster. He plays Oppenheimer. I mean, he can do anything.
Yeah, he could do
He's
it.
really good.
I don't know. I mean, it's sort of like if you think about Bond, I mean, there's really nobody in that mode anymore.
Not
I
so
mean,
much.
There's no. I mean, can you think of a young kind of leading man type actor? I mean, everybody's a character.
And it
actor
almost needs to be somebody that comes out of nowhere because
Yeah. Well, it
otherwise,
usually is,
it's
yeah.
like, well,
Yeah,
that's Ryan Reynolds playing James Bond. That's I
Right,
mean, it
that
just
doesn't work.
it doesn't work. And Roger Moore had been in The Saint, but nothing
Right,
else.
had been TV
Sean
stars.
Connery
Pierce
basically burst
Brosnan
on
was
the
on
scene.
Remington Steele.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah. TV doesn't have as much memory though as the movies do. You can
No.
do almost any
It's-
TV show and nobody remembers it, but they remember the movies.
Well, I
Strangely-
don't know. I mean, I think that may be changing.
You think so?
As
TV getting better?
As TV gets bigger.
Yeah, bigger,
As
that's
people
right.
are watching it on their wall, I
Right.
think it's got a different effect too. And if this Kristen Bell series they just had, Nobody
Place?
Wants This.
Oh,
it's
okay.
like all
She's
the,
with the rabbi, or
I mean, I like that series, but people who were younger than me that remember her from her TV show Veronica Mars
Right.
and remember
Mhm.
him from the whatever it was, Orange County or whatever. I can't remember the OC.
Yeah.
And I never watched either one of those.
Me neither.
But when they got back together in this show, it was a much bigger deal because they carried this whole thing like movie stars used to.
Well, see, somebody said something I hadn't thought about. They said Henry Fonda and Jimmy Stewart both had their own television shows.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, why have I never heard of this?
Yeah, I
Because
never
I'm
knew that.
usually a
Because it didn't
student of
matter back
that.
then.
Well, they were in it. They made some money. They quit.
that
They
was
went back to making movies.
It didn't have the cultural
Precisely.
gravity that they do now, and I think movies still have a little bit of cultural gravity. But if you think about it, video gaming is bigger than movies and sports put together.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is hard to believe, but it's a world that I don't know anything about. I don't venture into it, but for most people,
Mm-hmm.
And you have a lot of Hollywood actors lending their voices to be in video games.
Exactly, because that's where the industry's going.
But with all that said, it is birthday time now.
Ooh.
Oh.
Lay it on me.
We're going to be giving away some Rock and Roll Sushi gift cards still. It's a decent birthday day.
Yeah. No Creed tickets?
No Creed tickets.
I guess that already happened.
Yeah,
some guy
Sunday.
from church went. He goes, "That was a great show." I said, "Ma'am, glad you liked it."
Weekday trivia in the zone is brought to you by Brewski's Pub and Grub. Your home for lunch, happy hour, and late night. With locations in Little Rock and North Little Rock. Come get your grub on.
As everybody's starting to get the phone calls, Christian's pulling double duty. So go ahead and call in right now. We need 3 callers to win your rock and roll sushi gift cards. Great food.
That's a really good prize.
Oh, man. Great prize.
Very good prize.
Not only do they have sushi, they got the hibachi, some of the best fried rice in town. Just a really cool spot. I'd encourage you to go check it out. They got locations, the ones that I'm familiar with, one off Chenal.
Yeah.
Not too far from that, right next to the Cold Stone Creamery. So if you're familiar of Chenal Parkway. And they have the one in Soma. That's their big one. It's a really cool environment. So if you're downtown, Soma, having a great time, good spot to check that out. All right, we got our 3 callers. So if you're waiting and you hear the phone ringing, I apologize. We already have our 3 lined up. Who we got, Christian?
All right, we got Chris, who will be with DJ.
Let's go.
Chris Carter. Yeah, Chris Carter,
former
former Astro, Yankee, and Brewer slugger that hit about 200, but he hit a lot of homers.
Okay.
You're not talking about Joe Carter, are you?
No, Chris Carter.
Chris Carter?
Yeah, he was our first
I remember Chris Carter, the receiver from Ohio State. Yeah.
And
Buddy Ryan said all he does is catch touchdowns.
That's
I'm like, wow.
I didn't know he went to Ohio State.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he was good.
Very good player. Mentored Randy Moss as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Carter, you will be with 1, Philip Martin. And that leaves James.
James at 15. I'll take you, James.
Here we go. Audio clue. Prepared this time.
Bonnie Raitt.
It is Bonnie Raitt's birthday today.
Dang.
Yes.
How old is Bonnie Raitt? DJ. Let's give him something to talk about.
Let's give him that song.
Yes.
She looks great for 77.
She can play some slide guitar, too. She's good.
Philip?
78.
74.
75, but good enough, Pigskin.
Wow, she's only 75.
All right, this guy is I would say the most famous celebrity chef in the world.
Chef Gordon Ramsay.
Puck.
It is Chef Gordon Ramsay.
Oh, my era. It would have been Wolfgang Puck.
Well, back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, Duck Pizza. How does that work?
Made it work.
He did.
How old is Gordon Ramsay? Gordon. Philip?
62.
Pigskin?
59.
60.
He's 58. Point Pigskin again.
Ooh, nice.
This actress has been in movies such as the American Pie series and the Sharknado series.
Oh, what's her name?
Tara Reid.
It is Tara Reid.
Tara Reid. Good job.
How old is Tara Reid? Pigskin.
I was going to say Stifler's mom, but it wasn't that.
Not Jennifer Coolidge.
Tara Reid is 53.
No way, right? No. Has it been that long?
She may look it.
Ouch.
45.
47.
49.
Dang.
Good enough, Philip.
Wow, 53?
Philip's on the board.
Philip.
Yeah, you threw me because I thought you knew something.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know anything.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know if you guys will get this, but she's a 4-time Grammy winner. This is an audio clue. We'll wait till she starts singing.
Aretha.
4-time
Celine
Grammy
Dion.
winner, R&B artist.
Mary J. Blige.
No.
Doja?
Nope. Her
Lil Kim.
Her name is a play on several Wu-Tang artists' names.
Oh my gosh, I know the song. Wu-Tang, so you got Naughty by Nature. No, that's not Wu. No.
Sarah Vaughan.
Not Method Man.
Ella Fitzgerald.
Red.
RZA.
There you go. Philip knows one.
Is it RZA?
Yeah, I can't
What's
say
her
it.
name? SZA. There we go.
I couldn't think of it. God.
I know Ebony's yelling at the
I should have been going
thing right now.
phonetically.
I didn't know that person existed until just now.
Yeah.
Good job.
Got it. I would have said,
You guys taught me something.
Isn't it like
sounds the same?
SZA?
Yeah.
Is that- yeah.
RZA
okay,
is
so-
RZA and
Okay.
Jizza is GZA.
Yeah.
Both from the Wu-Tang Clan. But how old is one SZA? I believe it's DJ. Back to DJ here.
SZA is 29.
Nobody's 20. That's 30.
32.
35. Pigskin.
Oh.
Again. So it is 5-2 to 1. Pigskin, DJ, Philip, respectfully. We got 2 more here. 2 sports birthdays. This guy's a Yankee slugger. He's a 5-time All-Star.
Derek Jeter.
We're with the Marlins, though.
Aaron Rodgers. I mean,
Giancarlo Esposito.
A-Rod.
You're halfway there.
What's his
Giancarlo
Stanton.
Alex
There we
Rodriguez.
go. You got it.
Carlos Stanton.
Giancarlo Stanton wants to go.
Didn't help him in the World Series, did it?
Once known by Mike Stanton. How
Right,
old is
what's
he,
it-
Philip?
He was once known as Mike Stanton.
Yeah, he was Mike Stanton.
His first 2 years, he was Mike Stanton.
Get out.
Yeah, 32.
That's good.
How old is he, Pigskin?
34.
33?
35. Point Pigskin. I
Ah,
don't think
you're
anybody
on
else.
the age.
Yeah.
No one else can catch up. We'll do this one for fun. Heisman Trophy winning Sooner quarterback, #1 overall pick in the NFL.
Sam Bradford.
Yeah, Sam Bradford's birthday. How old is Sam Bradford? He was an okay quarterback.
Yeah.
Nothing special.
It just
I was going to say Steve Owens.
Injuries derailed him.
Steve Owens, Billy Vessels, Billy Sims.
Jim Blunt.
How old do you think Sam Bradford was, guys? Doesn't really matter.
I think he's 40.
42.
39.
37.
I was going to say,
It's a shame that injuries derailed his career because he was a pretty good player.
I should
He
have
just couldn't
nailed
stay
that
healthy.
one.
I mean,
Because I was
St. Louis,
thinking
right?
37.
Yeah, St. Louis Rams.
Yep.
All right.
Who else?
So,
Andrew Luck. Would you put him in that category too?
Yeah,
Or did he-
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luck
His
would have been
line
great,
sucked,
but he's
yeah.
like he couldn't stay healthy,
Yeah.
and he was worried about CTE like Basil has.
James, stay on the line. I'll get your information in a second. You'll get your rock and roll sushi, and we'll head into break. And on the other side, we can do picks.
Oh, I can't wait.
Picks!
Yeah, he
I got
kept
our
track-
picks from last week, too.
Nice. All right, we'll be right back.
Are we really sure? Can a love that lasted for so long?
Walt Coleman on Morning Mayhem is brought to you by Kentucky Derby winner Sigma Supply with Mystic Dan, now a part of Brady Plus. If you're not using Sigma Supply, you got low-grade product, man.
This is Sports Center.
The weekend in football got started with a bang as the Ravens and Bengals produced another thriller. It was the Ravens rallying at home down 2 scores to come back to win 35-34. The Bengals found the end zone with under a minute left to play with a chance to take the lead on a 2-point conversion, but thanks to a missed holding call and a missed face mask, the Ravens were able to hold on and get to 7-3. Lamar Jackson was fantastic. He threw for 290 yards and 4 scores through the air. He also ran for 33 yards. Joe Burrow threw for 426 and 4 scores in a loss. Jamar Chase caught 11 passes for 263 yards and scored 3 touchdowns. The Bengals are now 4-6. I'm Josh Neighbors for the Buzz Radio Network.
The holiday season is here, and this is the start of something fun. It's a season centered on when to shop, when to wrap, when to open presents. But at Academy Sports and Outdoors, it's all about where, because the best holiday fun happens out there, on the driveway with a new basketball hoop, out back around the fire pit, or up in the deer stand. Because however you shop, no matter your fun, we've got it. The right stuff at the right price, in-store and online at academy.com. Academy, have fun out there.
Need a bathroom or kitchen remodeled? Call Scott Lucas Construction. Scott Lucas has been in the business since 2010. They specialize in all things remodeling. What started as new home construction has evolved to become Central Arkansas's leading home renovation company. The Scott Lucas team is passionate about reimagining spaces, helping breathe new life into your home. If you're ready to imagine what your home can be, call 501-499-5885 or visit their Facebook page. Scott Lucas Construction, bringing ideas to reality.
Arkansas is known for its beauty. Rolling hills, scenic fields and valleys, and beautiful rivers run through our state. We want to keep Arkansas beautiful, but we need your help. Do your part by not littering and by keeping your community clean. Register for a local cleanup or become a litter grabber to fight litter at your own pace. Your community needs you. Join us in keeping Arkansas beautiful. Visit keeparkansasbeautiful.com to learn more. This message brought to you by this station, the Arkansas Broadcasters Association, and the Keep Arkansas Beautiful Commission.
Tune in to 103.7 The Buzz as Justin Acree and DJ Williams broadcast live from each meeting of the Little Rock Touchdown Club, brought to you by Arkansas Urology. Justin and DJ will broadcast live from the Doubletree downtown, bringing you interviews with each speaker and their comments to the club live. Monday, the Little Rock Touchdown Club welcomes Power Trio, Barry Switzer, Ken Hatfield, and Freddie Marshall. That's The Zone live at the Little Rock Touchdown Club, brought to you by Arkansas Urology.
Justin Acree for my friends at Gwatney Chevrolet in Jacksonville, my favorite car dealership in the entire state of Arkansas, and it will be yours too. All you got to do is go and get the Gwatney experience one time, and it will change your thinking on shopping anywhere else. You're going to keep going back again and again to my favorite people in Jacksonville, and they've got the big SUVs. Great selection right now on the Suburbans, on the Tahoes, all the way down to the smaller SUVs like the Trailblazer and the Trax. We mentioned the Trax, now let's talk trucks. The Silverado, the bread and butter of the Gwatney family of vehicles. They've got great selection on those as well. All kinds of different packages. And again, they can help you with financing across the board. Want to be taken care of on your trade? You want a great buying experience? It's one stop. It's Gwatney Chevrolet in Jacksonville. Go to their website, GwatneyChevrolet.com. You can see all the vehicles, both new and pre-owned, and you can get some great deals on pre-owned vehicles as well. We always talk about the Gregory Street exit. Right now with the construction, get off the James Street exit if you're heading away from the capital city towards Jacksonville. Easy in and out, but you know it's going to be an even easier experience once you get on site at Gwatney Chevrolet. Go by and see our friends in Jacksonville.
It's hard being the #1 midday sports talk show in Arkansas.
What can you expect when you're on top, you know? It's like Napoleon. When he was the king, you know, people were just constantly trying to conquer him, you know, in the Roman Empire. So it's history repeating itself all over again.
Now, let's see if Justin Acree and DJ Williams can keep living up to the lofty expectations on The Zone.
Sailing away on the crest of a wave, it's like magic.
All right. Let's go ahead and bring things back in as we're getting closer to wrap up here on your Friday. Since Justin isn't here, we're going to continue to do stuff that he doesn't like, and we're going to do another round of picks. We played last Friday while Justin was gone, and I guess we need a little help with our memory. I can't remember how everything went.
We picked 4 games last week. We all picked Ohio State to win, so we all got 1 point there.
Nice.
Me, Philip Martin, and Pigskin all picked A&M over South Carolina.
Not so fast, my friend.
Yeah. Bad pick. DJ tried to tell us. He tried to tell us, and we wouldn't listen.
So we are all... DJ got another point there, and the rest of us only... There didn't get any. We all picked SMU to beat... was it Pitt?
Pitt.
Yeah, so we all got another point there. And then... You two, Pigskin and Philip's
fault.
Arkansas, while DJ and I picked Ole Miss. So DJ was perfect last week.
Moment. I had a feeling. It was a Ben Crenshaw.
That only works in the Ryder Cup of Brookline,
exactly.
not with Ole Miss.
So in our scoring, DJ has 4, I have 3. Philip and Pigskin both have 2.
Okay, we have to do well this week to overtake them.
Yeah. Okay, this may be our last week because Justin
coming back.
This is
probably.
This is for the title here.
All right, let's hear it.
All right, we may pick a few NFL games if we have time. But here we go. 3rd ranked Georgia is at 16th ranked Ole Miss at 2:30 tomorrow. What do we got, fellas?
Georgia. And I have no reason why.
No reason why.
I just don't trust Ole Miss.
I just don't trust Carson Beck.
No, he's not that good.
That's my problem. You know,
I've never been big on him. I remember before the season, he was like, "Oh, this is QB1." I was like, "No, he's not."
But what if a Georgia D lineman comes in there and cracks Jackson Dart upside his eggshell head?
What if an Ole Miss D lineman comes in and cracks Carson Beck?
Well, then Georgia will be better if they put the backup in.
Exactly.
Yeah. I got to go with Georgia.
I am taking Ole Miss on this one. I do expect to see the Georgia we saw at Texas. I think they're a little bit more emotionally driven. They used to have players that didn't really need to get hyped up for a game because they were just so much better than everyone else. But when they're locked in, those dudes can go, especially up front. And so that'll be an interesting matchup. But I think the same thing on the other side. And the thing about November football, that's when teams really start getting into their stride. You're going to see a lot more consistency. I think you're going to start seeing the Ole Miss offense be a lot more efficient. They started to pick this trend up.
Good last week.
Yeah, and even the week before, Jackson Dart went over for 300 yards. He was struggling trying to get over 300, and they were all down without their leading receiver in the SEC as well. But I just think defensively, with Chris Paul, the way that they're playing, flying around up front, I think they'll be just as jacked up for this game as Georgia will be as well. And I'll take the home team. I got Ole Miss in this one.
What did Frank Broyles say, fellas?
They remember.
They remember
In November.
That's it.
I'm going to go Ole Miss on this one, too. I can't get out of my head. It's like some Vietnam flashbacks. I wake up in cold sweats.
From last
Ole Miss
week?
Torching Arkansas.
Oh, it's rough, man.
I can't get it out of my head.
I'm going to go with Georgia just so I have
Okay.
a chance of catching
Okay, fair.
DJ. You know,
fair.
it's like, because I have, like I said, I'm torn on this one.
Yeah, this game is huge
Yeah,
too, because it shakes up
Elimination
the playoffs.
game. Yeah,
Ole Miss will be out. Georgia they can afford to lose this and still be good, depending on
you
how
can have
that.
2 losses, I think.
Yes,
You'd be in there.
there's a
Yeah.
good chance after this
Yeah.
weekend you're going to have 5 to 6 SEC teams with 2 losses.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Then we have a beauty
I'm not
contest.
even
and it could end that way for the rest of the year.
I'm
Yeah.
not even sure that the 3-loss SEC team couldn't get in.
Wow.
It's going to be
It'd tough,
it's going to be
but
difficult.
But I'm not sure. Yeah.
Our next game, another SEC game, 15th ranked LSU hosting 11th ranked Bama. This is an elimination
You would
game.
think. Right.
Whoever loses is out, I would say.
You would think.
This is at LSU. It is a night game, of course.
I got the home team here. I like LSU. Again, I'm not.
I'm not sold on either.
I don't
one
feel
of these
religious
teams.
about it. I don't think either of them is what they've been.
Yeah.
But I think LSU's good enough to win. I think they got a better passing game than Bama does with Milroe.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go opposite of Pigskin here. I'm going to go Bama, and I don't have any real.
You like that freshman receiver. That's why you're doing this.
I like Ryan Williams.
He's excellent.
I don't really have any real reasoning. I'm just not super confident in either one of these teams.
I think this is a toss-up.
It
I
is.
really
I
do.
too.
I mean, I always would prefer a quarterback who's going to be a passer first.
Okay,
Definitely have
where
that
you
at
going?
LSU. Milroe, super explosive. What time? Night game?
Night game.
Night game.
Ah, so
Night game
LSU.
everybody's going to be juiced up.
Hostile environment.
Yeah.
I think it'll come down to the small things. And I think that's where Alabama is not Alabama anymore.
Okay.
The details.
I think
Absolutely
you're right.
right. Yes.
So if that's the case, I would have to go with the home team, LSU, on this one.
I'm going with LSU. That's my alma mater, and I don't. Again, Milroy. I'm just not. I kind of like LSU's quarterback better. I really
Yeah.
kind of do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it's coming into his own, and it's just, like DJ says, it's just. It's
My
a toss-up, and it's
my
gonna come down to
enduring
the
memory of Jalen Milroe
Yeah.
is taking the snap and Michigan tackling him to win the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that moment. I'm going to be living off that for the next 10 years, apparently, as lousy as Michigan is now.
I think, and then defensively, LSU, I think when they get fired up, they can be an issue. I would give defense an edge to LSU than Alabama on this one.
Our next game, these next two are not as high profile as the first two. Oklahoma is at 24th ranked Missouri. The reason I have this one is OU is a road favorite at Missouri.
How is that possible?
I don't know. They're favored by 2.5 last
So
I checked.
is Missouri's quarterback playing or no?
That I don't know.
If the backup quarterback is playing, Oklahoma probably should be favored. If the starter is playing, I think Missouri ought to be favored.
Yeah, OU is a 2.5 point favorite. I'll check and see if their quarterback.
OU's not very good.
No, they're not.
No,
I got to go with Missouri being at home on this. I'll take the home team.
I'm waiting on that quarterback.
We'll
I would like
find
to
out
know
the
that.
injury report here.
Yeah.
He's listed as questionable.
Questionable.
That means he's playing.
He's playing, but he may not be 100%.
What's OU's record? You know that?
5-4.
5-4.
I think.
And Missouri still has 2 losses. Kind of
They
surprising,
could
right?
conceively get to the playoff. They're
They
not
could,
going to,
no.
but they could. Yeah.
Yep, 5-4 Oklahoma at 6-2 Missouri. Night game, 6:45. Not that necessarily matters.
Go Tigers.
Pigskin, you got Missouri here.
Missouri.
I'm gonna go Missouri too. Oklahoma's not good.
Oklahoma struggles scoring.
They do.
Their defense ain't bad, though.
No, their
Okay.
defense is pretty good.
Okay.
They've given people some fits. I'll go OU on this one.
Okay.
But I feel like it would be an upset. But even though they're
Definitely
favored,
would be.
Yeah, I think
agreed.
so too. I think so too. I'm going to go Missouri again. DJ's the deciding factor here. I was.
You got to go opposite.
I got to fade him if I'm going to catch him. Yeah.
You do.
Yeah, but I'd like to see Missouri.
Yeah.
All right, this next one's 9th ranked BYU at Utah. It's Holy War at 9:15.
A couple of thoughts about this.
Yes, okay.
I know not everybody in SEC country is like, I can't wait to watch a bunch of people in Utah play football. I mean, even though Arkansas's played BYU. Yeah. Here's the thing. This is a great rivalry. Utah has the overall series lead, but there was a period when I really started watching football seriously in the early 70s and 80s. BYU went on like a 19-2 run against these dudes. They wore them out. BYU's the richer private school. Utah is the working class public school. Mm-hmm. And the Utah people hate them. Yep. They really do. So after BYU got beat by them and they had to protect the goalpost because Utah was going to take it, this is what was said 30 years ago by a BYU player. He said, typical Utah BS. All those guys think that's all there is to life is playing us. But when I'm making $60,000 a year, they'll be pumping my gas. They're low-class losers.
All right.
There's some bad blood in this. BYU is undefeated, but nobody thinks they're really that good. I think Utah is laying in wait for them at home. I think they spring the upset on their Mormon brethren.
All right. Pigskin has picked the upset of Utah. This line was pretty close, I think. Let me pull it up. Let's see. The line is BYU by 3 on the road. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go BYU here. They're 9th ranked. If they lose this, they're not in the playoff, I would think. I would think one loss, you probably still don't get in. Mm-hmm. They need it, and they're going to get it tomorrow so they can get into the playoff.
So you're saying this is like one of those games where rankings don't matter between these two teams, Pigskin?
Throw out the records.
Yeah.
Utah
does not look impressive.
Yeah, they haven't been good this year.
I'm looking,
Well, Cam Rising's been hurt.
Yeah, he may come back for his 15th year next year.
Yeah. I haven't seen BYU play, nor Utah, but just looking at Utah's rap sheet as of late does not look impressive. So I'll give it to the undefeated team. I don't have a reason not to.
When I watch the coach for BYU, I always have one predominant thought. His hat is too small for his head.
Don't like it.
He needs a bigger he needs a bigger hat because he's got a big head and a small hat.
Yep.
So, yeah.
I think BYU is slightly underrated.
Oh, okay.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I really do. I don't think they're one of the best 5 teams in the country, but I do think they're a legitimate, playoff team, and there I'm gonna go with them.
So they're gonna find a way to win this on the road.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I mean, you made some good points, but I don't think Utah's that good.
Something that somebody said in 1993 probably doesn't have anything to do with it, but it does.
It's fun.
It does represent the feelings of the fan bases.
Sure.
They don't like each other very much.
Sure.
When did that quarter? I mean, Utah is on a 4-game losing streak. Last 4 games, they scored 10 points, 19 points, 7 points, and 14 points.
Now, I won't be surprised.
Okay, now you're making me rethink my
pick. If they
pick.
jump up and beat them, I wouldn't be surprised.
4-game losing streak.
It'd be a big story.
They're not putting up points.
I think Whittingham captures lightning in a bottle.
Right.
They figure out a way to eke out like a 17-14 win.
All right.
That's what they lost to last week, 17-14 in Houston. So it seems like they got a decent defense. I don't know. I don't feel good about this week. I felt good about last week. I could easily miss all these games
You had
this
all
week.
the confidence in the world about the South Carolina game.
I did.
You really did. Now,
Yeah.
I'm watching this. I'm like, man, I should have listened to him. He was right.
Yeah.
I'm not really sold on A&M. Just inconsistent quarterback play.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
To the NFL here.
Yay.
3 games. Commanders hosting the Steelers.
Oh, Lord.
This is my Commanders hosting the Steelers.
Be careful.
I'm going to go Commanders here. The Steelers are good, but it's like watching the Miami Heat play basketball.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily fun. They get it done. It's not a necessarily fun style
I really
of
think
football.
that Tomlin is not overrated. I mean, really, if you look
No,
at
he
what
takes
he does,
some-
He grinds them out,
he
man.
grinds them out.
He does.
Where's it at?
And he handles
Washington.
I mean, some of these guys he's had on his team. I mean, Antonio Brown behaved himself.
He did.
You know,
Tomlin's a dude,
Webby
man. I
Ardell
have tons of
behaved
respect
himself.
for the guy.
but I'm
A
still
little
going to
bit.
pick the C words. I'm not.
Yes, the
yeah.
Commanders.
Well, I don't
The
like to call them
commies.
I don't like to. I mean, I think they should just stayed the football team. I
The
really
Washington.
like that.
I got the
I really
Washington
like
football
that.
team.
I really
well
like
said,
that.
Philip.
Yeah.
The hockey club stole our.
I
whole
got a T-shirt
club.
that says the Washington football team.
Nice.
I should wear it more.
Yeah,
often.
you should.
But okay, us three have Washington. DJ,
Steelers are on a little roll.
they are.
Yeah.
Won last 3 games, putting
Russ
up
is
points.
back.
So is Russell playing,
Russ is
or is it
Look,
Justin?
they
It's Russ.
now. Oh, okay. Never mind. They played the Raiders, the Jets, and the Steelers. I mean, and the Giants.
Yeah, that's not a great
Murderers
run there.
row.
Not a good resume.
Well, sources say they've finally got to Russ.
Yeah.
That come to Jesus stuff, and he's like going to play the way
He used to.
should have played.
Yeah, exactly.
he's not going to cook anymore.
I'll be honest. I haven't watched one NFL football game this year.
No way.
Not one.
You're
You
busy.
got to go
You're
to
busy
bed to
on
get up at
Sundays.
2:30 in the
Yeah,
morning.
I'm watching film of the Razorback game. Honestly.
Yeah, that was-
But I'll go with the Commanders.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. That's for you.
All right, Buccaneers hosting the Niners. Christian McCaffrey returns this week for the 49ers. The Buccaneers are negative on the year, but they're still kind of feisty.
Niners have used up all of their mulligans. They got to start winning.
They do.
If they're going
It's
to
a
get back
must-win.
into this. Must win. But I like Tampa Bay at home.
All right.
I think
Like Baker?
I think Baker.
Yeah.
I like Baker. I think Baker's having a
Baker
great
can
year.
play, man. He's all right.
I just think what if Baker had stayed in Cleveland?
Would have
Man,
been way
how
better
good
than
the Browns would be,
Deshaun.
and how big he would be.
Oh my goodness. He was really the Johnny Manziel that they
Yeah.
wanted Manziel to be.
He really
Yeah,
was.
He kind of
exactly.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
if he had stayed in Cleveland,
And
it
that
would be a
Deshaun
totally different
contract
thing.
is going to ruin that team for the next 10 years.
You know who
Good.
gave him? Yeah, they deserve that. You
Yeah.
know who gave him that
Who?
contract, or was a big part of it? Jonah Hill's character from Moneyball, the guy that's based off of.
Oh,
no
no.
way.
That guy.
No way.
Yeah.
Why do we like him? Gets on base. So,
He was a big proponent of Deshaun Watson getting that contract.
you know,
with
one of the
Browns.
funniest lines I've ever heard, no one ever talks about this, was in that movie, This Is the End,
Yeah.
where they're playing themselves.
Yeah.
Jonah Hill saying, okay, dear God, I know I haven't talked to you in a while, but, this is me. This is Jonah Hill from Moneyball. I'm like,
Yeah.
that might be the
Moneyball.
funniest thing I've ever heard. He's telling God he was
let
a
him know.
Moneyball.
we all got Tampa here.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Niners. I am.
Okay, you're
I'm
going with the
I'm
Niners?
go with the Niners.
Good pick.
Yeah. I'm
All
going with the
right.
Niners.
And last one, Texans hosting the Lions on Sunday Night Football. Texans
Lions.
kind of spiraling here.
Lions.
Yeah, everyone's going to
Lions.
go.
Yeah, I got to go Lions.
Yeah.
Although this is the kind of game the Lions in the past would blow, but I think they can win.
All right, that's our picks. And
job.
I guess next week I'll tell you guys the record, even though Justin Aker will be here.
Yeah.
We'll remind Justin
Yeah.
of how right we all were, or weren't.
Oh, sorry, I took a breath. That was a lot. About to take a quick break. When we come back, I guess we'll wrap it up. Wes, are they here? Wes here
I
today?
believe so, yeah.
You missed Wes get mad yesterday, y'all. Somebody took his rock and roll sushi. Yeah. Oh, it was bad.
Oh, he
news.
didn't like that.
Oh, he went on a search, manhunt. He found the guy who took it.
Oh,
I'll tell you a story on the other side.
This building's got some food stealing people.
We'll be right back.
It really does.
Seems kinda odd. No barking from the dog, no small. And mama cooked the breakfast with no hog. I got my grub on.
Hey, Arkansas, are you feeling lucky? Because the Lotto jackpot is seriously over $4 million right now. A jackpot this high won't last long. And this one is only one in Arkansas. Some lucky player could be buying the winning ticket right now. Play twice a week for your chance at a life-changing jackpot. Tickets start at only $2. Don't miss Lotto. Only in Arkansas. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Arkansas broadcast legend Craig O'Neill joins Morning Mayhem each week, presented by Petty Jean Meats, locally owned and operated for 4 generations. With Petty Jean Meats, people always know where their meat is coming from, made right here in Arkansas.
Brooke here live from the sports desk. Our number one play comes from the number one Hyundai dealer in Arkansas. Crain Hyundai of Conway coming in hot with another huge score. Inventory selection to fit any budget. Boom! Look how they say yes. Game-changing action from the winning team at Crain Hyundai of Conway.
Win big with 1.99% financing. New Tucsons and Elantras at Crain Hyundai in Conway and online at chriscrainhyundai.com.
Hers weight loss is not available everywhere. Compounded products are not FDA approved or verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. Restrictions apply. Wegovy and Ozempic are not compounded.
Everyone's talking about the breakthrough of weight loss drugs, but too few can access or afford them. Hers is changing that. At forhers.com/start, you can access doctor-trusted weight loss plans tailored to you, like GLP-1 weekly injections with the same active ingredients as Ozempic and Wegovy, or oral medications at a fraction of the price. That's right. You'll save up to 89% per month on compounded semaglutide based on pricing through Hers. The same active ingredient as the name brand drug at 89% less. There's no hidden fees and no membership fees. Just one low, transparent price. And the process is 100% online. If prescribed, your personalized plan ships free directly to your door. Get started at forhers.com/start to access affordable doctor-trusted weight loss plans that put you first. That's forhers.com/start. forhers.com/start.
So if breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and you gave those special people on your list the Petit Jean Meat breakfast box, wouldn't it then become the most important Christmas gift of the season? Certainly the most flavorful. Yes, the Petit Jean Meat breakfast box comes with smoked sliced ham, peppered bacon, smoked bacon, fresh roll of sausage, and you ready for a surprise? A wonderful cinnamon coffee cake. The Petit Jean Meat breakfast box, make it happen. Order it at pjmeats.com.
This is Pat Bradley, and I'll be on Drive Time Sports Weekly with Randy and Rick, presented by Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union. Apply for your next mortgage loan with Matt Jones at alcoacommunityfcu.org. Now serving Saline, Grant, Garland, Hot Spring, and Perry counties.
It's Justin Ager with the tip of the cap to our friends at Rock Solid Roofing, a company behind a great new initiative. It is Real Roofers Wear Pink, working to raise money to help put roofs over the heads of families fighting cancer in Arkansas. Certainly we can all agree that is a worthwhile effort. In October, Real Roofers Wear Pink launched the initiative Arkansas Pink for the entire month of October. ArkansasPink.com is the website. Go there to find out how you can donate, learn more about the initiative, and get behind a great idea here in the state of Arkansas. Just go to that website, ArkansasPink.com, to find out how you can donate. $5 will help, but a lot more than $5 would be great as well. The money raised is going directly to help people who need homes while they're battling cancer. Help Arkansans in need with Real Roofers Wear Pink. Go to ArkansasPink.com.
Welcome back to The Zone. Get into the show by texting our D3 Auto Sales text line at 501-661-1037 or by messaging our True Service Community Federal Credit Union live fan feedback.
All right, welcome back in as we wrap up this Friday edition of The Zone. I'm assuming we don't have a rewind.
We can play, let's see.
We don't have to.
We're good. It's not sponsored.
Okay, yeah.
We usually do one, but
we should be good to go. We got Wes Moore here in studio as I guess we'll ask him what he has coming up on his show, but they just got through talking about some big high school football matchups here in the natural state.
Man, tonight's so huge. Just on Fearless Friday alone, we have 8 games that we'll have highlights of that will decide a conference championship.
Well, Wes, you know what just hit me? It's the bye week. I'm going to watch high school football.
There you go.
First time all year.
Yeah.
This is my chance.
Man, you got Bryant and Conway playing, number 1 versus number 2 in the state for the 7A Central title in Bryant.
Where's that at?
In Bryant.
Ooh.
You got PA Little Rock Christian playing. They're playing for the 3 seed and the 4 seed.
Ooh.
Plus, it's a rivalry game.
Where's that one at?
It's at PA.
Oh.
Got Malvern hosting Arkadelphia, 7-4A title on the line, both undefeated.
Oh,
that's a rivalry game. Dardanelle hosting Mena, both undefeated, playing for the conference championship.
What a lineup. You ain't saying nothing about my Mustangs. Is there a reason? Oh, okay.
About that. DJ, the portal. Is that what it is? The high school portal killed CAC.
We got Conway. He's in Conway right now. We got guys at Maumelle.
You got Deuce left, went to Maumelle. You got a couple. Yeah, it hurt. It hurt the Mustangs. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody gone.
Yeah. Yep, sorry.
So they're not doing too hot.
They're okay.
Yeah,
They're
okay.
young, and they won a couple conference games. I think they can make the playoffs if they win tonight.
Okay. Come on, Mustangs.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Coming up on the show, we're gonna. I don't like to normally start with gas right off the top. I know y'all had Taylen Green, so you made an exception.
Yeah, we hated it. No, I'm just
we got
kidding.
Dusty Hannas is going to join us right off the top
Is
of the
he
show.
here or is he calling in?
He's calling in.
I heard him.
He did the game the other night.
I heard about that.
He did really well.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised because he's been on the radio with us so much and he's so well spoken and he knows basketball.
Yeah.
But he did a really good job.
No, I listened to a podcast he was on yesterday talking about his situation overseas, not wanting to go back and kind of tight time over there with some tensions. And then he said he got offered quite a few things and that he's been passing them up just because it hasn't been the right fit. So
which league was he playing in?
He was Tel Aviv.
Oh, yeah. I
Israel,
probably wouldn't
right?
want to go over there.
Yeah. So he said, it was a little tense over there. So he decided to stay home and feel comfortable. But, I decided to listen to old Dusty Hanna, see what he's up to. Anything else?
Steve Sullivan's coming in at 2 o'clock. We got Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen at 2:30. Brian Edwards has some picks for us at 3 o'clock. He's been doing really well, giving us a lot of winners the last, I think this is now 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
And we're talking Chili Fights in the Heights at 3:30.
We just got through doing our picks, and I'll be honest, I don't feel really confident about any of them. There's so many close games, It'll be one of those weeks.
LSU, Alabama. I would really feel strong about LSU, but their right guard, I believe, is out. One of their first injuries on the offensive line, and that's kind of key. But then, you look at the LSU the last couple of years under Kelly, they get better and better and better. And, he's a good coach.
Yeah.
And I think they are continuing to get better, so I give them a slight edge over Alabama.
Yeah.
Missouri, Oklahoma is another one of those kind of toss-up games. Will Brady Cook play or not? They listed him yesterday. I think it's questionable.
Yeah.
But he hasn't finished the last 2 games. So if he plays, Oklahoma's got a good defense.
Yeah. That's about
they
it.
knock him out.
That's about it.
Well, their receivers are 2 of their wide
they're getting
receivers
there?
are back.
Okay.
They were without their top 5 wide receivers
Okay,
for a while.
I feel better about that.
Can you imagine?
now. Yeah.
Imagine Arkansas without their top 5 wide receivers. How tough it would be.
I mean, it's already tough because we don't have time to throw our receivers the ball anyway.
Yeah, that was what
but I
Oklahoma was
understand.
facing.
I get it.
With a redshirt freshman and freshman quarterback with
get
no
it.
wide receivers. So that's a great game.
Ole
And
Miss,
then Georgia,
Georgia.
Ole Miss. Woo! I got to think the Georgia that I saw against Texas shows up. I feel like they
That's
they
really the
become
only
one
time
of
we've
those
seen 'em, though.
teams that they play when they have to, and that's not a good sign. But I think they play.
That was my thinking with picking Bama over LSU. I was like, I keep seeing Bama in that game against Georgia where they were just amazing.
First half.
For a half.
Yeah, I don't
and
think
then
Bama's
Georgia
been
was
Bama
amazing
except
second
for
half.
that,
They were terrible the next week against
It's a
Vandy.
great week for Arkansas to be off.
Yeah.
So we
yes,
can
it
just
is.
sit and watch
Yes, it is.
football all day.
Look, all these tight games, toss-ups, I ain't trying to hear anybody talk about I told you so next week. Unless
Ole Miss wins.
Yeah, unless Ole Miss wins. Then I'll say I told you so.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all hanging out with us here on The Zone. Christian was fun. I guess Acre will be back next week. So everybody get geared up and ready for that. Philip, Pigskin, appreciate you. Y'all stay tuned. Out of Bounds up next.